Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the Break Room Podcast, or should I say the very first official episode, because the last one we're counting as a pilot because it was a mess and we had all kind of mismatched technology, but now we have matching tablecloths and microphones and everybody's amped and it's 10 o'clock p.m. so we're having a great time here. But let's go around the room and introduce ourselves one more time. I am Rob Franzese, aka the real life Peter Griffin, and these are some of my best friends. We'll start it off with my buddy Vin.
Hey guys, I'm Vin. Again, never know what to say when you put me on the spot in front of the camera. Yes. But it's good to be back. Excited to be here. I had a great time last time with you guys, so I'm really excited to do this.
Next up, we got Chris. Chris, say hi to the people.
Guys, Chris Sweet. Excited to talk about whatever the fuck these guys have decided that we're going to be talking about today.
Very nice. Zach.
Hello, everyone. How we doing tonight? I hope we're all enjoying our nice night. And welcome to the break room. I hope you like the drip, by the way. I'm going to make it my mission to try and wear an anime shirt every single episode.
I was
going to be Kakyoin for New York Comic Con, too. But
ooh, very nice. And
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, I think this is exciting. Second episode, first official episode. This is really like the first time we've been in this basement without any fucking air conditioning.
Right?
So winter has come at last. Everybody freeze! That's right.
But first and foremost, before we get into any deep discussion, I want to thank the fans for tuning in. We've been taking your feedback to heart, and we're trying to improve the show with every viewing. So I want to thank everybody that has been supporting us and supporting me personally through the Real Life Peter Griffin all these years and the platform that you guys have given me. I truly appreciate it. But let's get into the meat and veg of this discussion.
Double meat, no veg.
I think we're gonna talk about video games today. I think that's
Hell yes.
What are you playing?
the general consensus.
What are you flicking on the sticks this week?
I mean, honestly, this week I was doing a lot of OLED Switch. I told my story about it, but I've been playing Monopoly on there just because it's like a quick in and out. You know, it was a lot of fun. It's something you
This
could
is
play.
the game that doesn't end.
But on the PlayStation, what am I playing on PlayStation? Still Far Cry, still kind of stuck there. I haven't started any of the newer stuff because I know we just launched, Vanguard just launched.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't dabbled into any of that.
Good.
I
Good.
got to be honest, this
Picking all these arms for our cameras and stuff.
I actually haven't really had a chance to play much video games. My fucking dog got fleas.
Your dog. What happened?
Had to deal with that. That's a whole story
Welcome to the
we
flea
don't have to get
circus,
into
yeah.
right now. We're talking video games. But apart from that, just a little bit of Elder Scrolls. Just where I can, doing a little bit of the jamming out, making a little bit of the coin.
How's that go again?
What's that?
Jamming out? Do it
Jamming
again?
out? Oh, you just do a little.
roll up here, little bass, slab of the bass.
Slap it a bass.
Slap it a bit.
Slap it a bit, man.
Hulk Hogan when he's walking with the belt.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing over here. Just a little bit of that.
Zach, what'd you play this Halloween?
Oh, boy, what did I play this Halloween? Well, I had a Halloween edition of Dungeons & Dragons I played with some friends.
Did you dress up? What'd you wear?
Okay, so this is a little weird, but so here's what we did.
He's a night elf boy.
My friend and I, we dressed up as each other.
What?
Okay, so my friend Joe is like the antithesis of me, you know.
How many pillows was he wearing?
Jeez.
You know, he wore a very nice red wig, I'll have you know. A very nice red curly clown wig.
I gotta get that.
Ooh.
We gotta get that. That's gonna.
I-
go on
No, we got a
my
picture.
bald
I'm
head
going to
soon.
post a picture of it right here. Oh boy, it was something. But here's the thing, right? He didn't just dress up as me.
Oh.
He dressed up as every single person in our group. I shit you not. He had 8 different costume changes throughout the night. And
That's
it was
dedication.
It was amazing. I think he said he spent over $300 at Walmart that day just trying to find clothing appropriate for it. And Joe, that was fucking good, man. That was good.
Joe, we need pictures.
I'll show you guys after. It's tremendous. He's something else, man. He's a beast. But yeah, I had Halloween D&D. It was very spooky. And what else did I do? I've been playing playing RuneScape as always. That's the grind. I want to play Call of Duty Vanguard.
Please
but,
do. I need help.
I'm broke and I can't afford it right now. So
Please help.
Donate right here.
Help me, I'm poor.
Age of Empires 4 just released too, and another game I would love to play, but again, I can't afford the $60 game right now. Nor do I have the time because of school. But there's a few games I like to play. NFL, I play like one game a week now, and that's really about it. School is tough right now. I'm in like my second to last semester, so it's just like it's crunch time for everything.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a baby.
That's right.
I'm the youngest person here too, by far. I would think.
And instead of doing his homework, he's sitting here with us.
I'm a good boy, and I did all my homework in advance.
That's what he tells everyone.
Hey, shout out to Zach actually for editing this whole podcast in like 48 hours. Thank you so much for that.
Editing's a lot of fun. I've had previous editing experience. I did some YouTube videos on another channel. I have my own channel I do some videos on that I am working on.
And God, I fucking hate editing myself, so thank you.
I love it, and I love editing, but I hate listening to myself. And so having 3 other people to listen to makes it so much more of a joy. I have to say, like, it is so much more enjoyable getting to hear you guys just bounce around and just, that's part of the fun of it. Is I want to blitz through, especially after this major upgrade we had this episode.
This is a serious upgrade.
I cannot wait to go home and edit this. And
It looks like we belong doing this.
It's gonna be so much fun. But enough of me talking. Joe, what have you been up to lately?
Yeah, I think we're in November now, so this is a really huge month for gaming, kind of like the focal point of this show. There's so many big releases this month, so I started last night playing a little Forza Horizon 5.
10 out of 10.
Gorgeous game.
Is it a 10 out of 10?
Oh, I mean, I'm not a huge like racing person, like gamer, but
Gotcha.
Wow, gorgeous.
It looked
unbelievable.
amazing.
In 4K on the Xbox Series X, it's unbelievable. Just the backdrops, the scenery. It's a gorgeous game. Even if you don't like racing games, just to see it, that's the whole point why you spend $500-$600 on a new console to show off that horsepower. And then finally, my download completed at midnight last night, so I was able to play Vanguard for about an hour or two before I went to bed. I really enjoyed it. I'm a little kind of burnt out from World War II.
Understood.
There's been so many games like in the last couple of years of World War II, but this is actually really good. It was like 12 on 12. I went and jumped right into multiplayer. It was hectic. I know Sweet's procrastinating about getting it, but you're gonna get the band.
Oh, I want to get it. It's just it's either that or it's gonna be Battlefield, and I don't know. I mean,
No, you can't get Battlefield over.
I mean,
Come
Battlefield
on.
is a better game. Look, I love Call of Duty Warzone.
He said it.
You can
Let's get this show started,
the
folks.
sheer destruction of buildings.
God.
I mean, I love Call of Duty too, but
but Sweet, bang for your buck though. Call of Duty has zombies. It has the open.
Zombies sucks. I think zombies is for girls and guys.
Grenades.
No. Are you kidding me?
What are you talking about?
Now,
It's
granted,
not even been 5 minutes. I'm gonna flip the fucking table already.
Zombies. That's for girls and guys named Kyle who fucking punch holes in their fucking moms.
Sorry to all the Kyles out there.
Guy, he doesn't like zombies.
Thanks for watching,
Are you
Kyle.
kidding
Boring.
me?
It's just. I want to kill real people. I want real.
I know you
people
try to kill people on
That's
the
a big.
set,
That's
but
a
it
big
doesn't help.
You want the
concern.
competition.
I like the
competition.
Yeah.
real
The
people.
PvE aspect of Call of Duty does nothing for me, just PvP, and I love Call of Duty. And, I don't know. I went with Call of Duty last time. I got Black Ops Cold War. So, now I think I'm going to try... I don't know, but then again, I heard that the new Battlefield sucks.
I did play Battlefield
Does
the
it?
beta.
It sucked.
The servers were atrocious.
Yeah,
there
they
was too
suck.
much
Really?
lag, too much delay.
Too many bugs.
EA sucks.
Yeah, I
Straight
can't.
up.
I can't buy into that right yet.
don't even get me started on the sports games.
Oh, you want to really
EA
go there?
Sports
We'll do
doesn't
that.
work.
FIFA,
It doesn't.
NFL, NHL, NBA. Well, NBA is 2K, but those are just scams at this point. They're literally just scams.
Any game that's coming out every single year is like a scam to
Yeah.
me. I really think there should be not a rule, but
You mean
just
Skyrim?
every other year. Yeah. See, what?
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Remasters.
Oh, Bethesda.
I think that's a perfect segue, though, for us to kind of go around the room and talk about maybe a little bit of history, where we started playing video games. What is your top 3, any console, any era of all time? Sweet. We're going to start with you prick with ears.
Jeez.
I'll take it. Well, I mean, you want to where we started? I'll give 2 shout-outs. My sister, I used to play Super Mario games in the basement with her. Her room was in the basement, so like Mario, I feel like is like a father, like or like an uncle or something, you know, in my family. But I mean, despite that, I would say if we're talking top 3 favorite
Top 3,
games,
your choice personally.
yeah. I wanted to give credit to my grandma. Actually, got me into video games too.
Oh.
We used to play like Sega Genesis and
Super Nintendo.
Nona
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
Altered Beast. Arise from your grave.
yeah. We used to
Would your Nana pick Call of Duty over Battlefield, or would she?
Well, so let me
She
jump
probably played a
forward,
lot
though.
of zombies,
We're gonna
though,
say
right?
top three. Top
Let him
three.
pick his top 3. Let him
Yeah,
pick 'em.
top 3. I'm gonna say I'll go with Grand Theft Auto, of course, the Grand Theft Auto series. If I have to choose one,
No.
cousin.
The
I have to
series,
go with
just
Grand Theft
general-
Auto 4, cousin.
Oh,
You want to
really?
go bowling,
He
cousin?
loves 4.
I love
He always says
GTA
that.
4. New
Yeah.
York City. They nailed New York City.
I agree.
They nailed New York City.
DLC
So-
too.
I
Had
had
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
DLC in that game.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It was fun DLC
it is,
too.
Yeah. The Ballad
so
of
we
Gay
gotta
Tony.
be-
Lost and Damned.
So Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
4.
If we have to choose one,
choose one.
Choose one.
okay.
Ouch.
Ouch.
3
I
individual
mean, I look
games.
at it like it's a series of all, but that Skyrim's got to be in there too.
Okay.
Definitely going with Skyrim and
Anything else open world where you can kill people?
Minecraft.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
yeah.
Minecraft
That's
because
that's true.
I've
You
sunk a
with
lot of
Minecraft?
time.
Yes.
You can't really kill people, but yeah, the creative
You're
suite.
the creepers guy.
I'm flexible with Minecraft, but yeah.
That's a
Minecraft
solid
Hunger
three.
Games, that's like a classic multiplayer mode. I feel
It
like
is,
you know
yeah.
that's like that was like iconic
Yeah.
for Minecraft especially.
Just
Those-
the creating and the stuff, you know, and having like all my friends come to my map and we built like this giant city.
That
And
was
then
awesome.
everybody abandoned me, and I
Fantastic.
continued to build things.
It's
That's
true.
right.
It's true.
It's exactly what happened. but
My
I love that game.
metropolis.
Zach, top 3.
Oh
Fuck,
wait,
marry,
Zach, you gotta
kill.
give us the the Skyrim is for the Nords.
Traveler, you have awakened. That's all I know. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at remembering lines.
About
King
Rem-
Ulfric Stormcloak will rule all of Skyrim. Is that a dragon? So my top 3, this is an easy choice for me. So first and foremost is Modern Warfare 2.
Nice.
You could tell Zach's really young.
Wow.
You could tell. Okay, so here's
Sorry,
the thing.
Zach. I love
No,
you.
no, it's okay. No,
Or we're old. Is that
Listen,
what's
we
up?
we grew up in different
I'm gonna
generations.
date myself really badly. Just keep going, Zach.
So
Stickball. What?
Had a stick and paddle.
to be fair though, I played stickball. I'm only 24,
Museums
but
don't count.
I used to have a yo-yo as a small child.
you ever used
Don't
the
wake
devil
daddy.
sticks? The yo-yo?
you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
You ever dance with the devil?
So Modern Warfare 2, man, that's the only Call of Duty game I've gotten 10th prestige in. I put a lot. That was my childhood. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like Modern Warfare 2 was where Modern Warfare 2 is like the dueling arena for all of us in middle school. That was like where boys became men.
If Call of Duty makes it to the list, then Modern Warfare 2 is the best of all of the Call of Duties. So
It's a hot
that's
debate
it's a fair
between
choice.
World at War was
World at
fun.
War, Modern Warfare 2, and then first Modern Warfare.
Right.
Those 3 games were
The
just
first
bangers.
Black Ops was really good.
Black
too.
Ops was really
I
good
remember
too.
that
Yeah, those
on
were all
360.
bangers. So funny story about Modern Warfare 2.
Uh-oh.
So I was very competitive in Modern Warfare 2, and as a middle school boy with probable anger issues, as I said, boys became men in Modern Warfare 2, and there was this one kid when I was younger. I don't remember what his name was.
band camp?
I just remember he was a real piece of shit, really annoying.
Fuck you to that piece of shit, kid.
Yeah, fuck you.
you.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that fucking.
I think his name was Michael. Michael, fuck you.
Fuck you, Michael.
Michael,
Subscribe and
fuck
like
you.
us, Michael, but fuck you.
So here's the thing. So me and my friend at the time, we were like, oh, we're fucking great at COD. We had our own clan and everything. We were bulling around.
Did you play on Team Compete game battles? What'd you play on?
I don't know. Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag. We played Hardcore Search and Destroy. The iconic, yes. I was the real deal. Hardcore Search and Destroy. That is the do or die. That is the real. That is a litmus test for if you are a half decent COD player. So this one guy, Mike, was talking shit. He's talking shit to me and my friend Rob. Not that Rob, but
He has a good name.
a different Rob. And he was talking shit to us. He was like, yeah, I'm better than you guys. We're like, okay. All right, yeah, sure. And he's like, I'm so good, I'll 2v1 you.
On balance, off balance. Doesn't matter. I'm better than you are.
So we say, okay, bet. So we get in a lobby online, 2v1. We lost.
Jeez.
So next day, I'm in woodshop class. Woodshop. And he's chatting shit to me. He's going like, yo, you fucking suck. I fucking shat on you. You're awful, bro. And middle schoolers are like, yeah, you fucking suck, bro. He's dropping this and that, and it was crazy. And I was mad. I was like, I can't. Not only did I lose, but now I'm getting clowned on. Like, this is disrespectful. Oof. So I had to make a decision.
Virtual teabagging.
And this was this was in the middle of woodshop. Now, I seized the moment.
Uh-oh.
Big business. I seized the moment.
Put his head in a fucking drill.
A vice. Got his head in a fucking vice. Popped his eye out.
Me and Mike were in the class side. Because
Keep this motherfucker here.
Keep that motherfucker here. Keep him here. Keep him here.
We didn't finish an assignment we needed to do, a written assignment for woodshop. I think it was schematics or something. And the rest of the class was all the way across the room in the woodshop. And he was chatting shit to me, sitting in front of me, turning around. Hey, asshole, remember when I beat you in COD? So I was like, okay, I've got a decision to make.
Really get it out of me.
So I get up, I walk over him, and he's like, what are you going to do? Punch me in the face? And I fucking punch him in the face.
Yes.
Oh, my God. It really went there.
In the middle of class, I punched him in the face. And the best part is, nobody knew. Nobody saw. This guy was left with a big fucking welt right here. Right in the temple I hit him.
Big fucking guy to be getting hit.
That's And the best part, and after that, he gained respect for me. Because he knew I wouldn't talk shit. And he was like, yo, what's up, man? And I'd be like, fuck you.
You were probably
So
like
the
the same
moral of the story
size.
is he fisted the guy and then they became friends.
Exactly. So that's why Modern Warfare 2 is one of my favorites. I had to defend my honor for that, and that was Modern Warfare 2 is an all-time classic
All right,
for me.
so what are your other two?
Zach, but I will say, but he still was better at Call of Duty.
He was, yes, he was. He won.
No more.
It was a close game,
No
though.
shine shoes no more, maybe.
Close game. It was also on a big map.
Tough guy.
It was also on a big map, so, we're always split up. We never went together, just,
Together.
But anyways, Halo 3 is my second. Halo 3 is another game I spent so much time in, and just, Forge, it's the amount of games and creative games you can play on then. Trash Compactor, that was a fun one. Humans vs. Zombies. Yeah.
Oh, Sweet don't like that. Only girls.
Nah,
do zombies.
only
Sorry.
guys named Kyle who punch open their walls.
Zombies equivalent would be Firefight. Firefight sucks on Halo. I'm sorry, I don't play Firefight.
I have the Halo 3 is just I put so many hours into that. I was actually semi-pro in Halo 3 at a young age. So also my last game, this is a wild card. I don't know if you guys know this one, but it's called Nier Automata. Nier Automata.
Did play that. Yeah.
You did play it?
That was cool.
That's my third favorite game all time. Close fourth is Nier Reincarnation, or Replicant, the remake of the original one.
Gotcha.
I'm a pretentious piece of shit, and I really like deep stories. So Nier is one of those stories that does it for me because it is a very
You need substance.
You think about your morality throughout the end of that game. It is a game where it's like you think you're following one path, but you realize, oh, I'm like the bad guy. It's a very it makes you think, and it's like what I like the idea. It's kind of like what Hideo Kojima does,
Yes.
like Death Stranding,
Gotcha.
which is. A lot of people hate it, but I think it's fun because I'm like, what is he trying to tell me about all this? And I like to think about it.
Tedious would be the word.
Tedious,
in my
yeah.
observation. I didn't play it, but
Really wants to play post-apocalyptic mailman. I'm sorry.
But I enjoy the narrative that makes
It's
you
like Kevin
think of those
Costner
kinds
in
of
The
games.
Postman.
But Nier is definitely my favorite because it's amazing hack and slash, amazing characters, really interesting quests and stories, and then a finale that's just like, what the fuck happened? But yeah, Joe, what do you have? What's your top three?
I've been thinking about a lot of this. This is a difficult one for me. I started gaming in 1987.
yeah.
Christmas.
What a
morning.
year.
Fucking 10
I
years
got one
before I
of
was
these bad
born.
boys
Oh my
for
God.
Christmas one year with Mike Tyson's Punch Out, with Mario Brothers / Duck Hunt with the light
Yes.
gun. Come on now, you know what I'm saying?
I have one of those.
You do?
I did.
Right over here.
Yeah, I used to have.
I got the Mario with the duck hunt, the world
fucking
track
believe.
meet, and the
Oh.
Mario.
And you got the fucking pad over here?
Yeah, right here.
Right here, you got the jump pad. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Look at that.
The original jump pad.
Power
pad.
the original fucking Dance Dance Revolution right there.
I remember the AVGN video on that was so good.
Oh, God.
So good.
I used to
many good
cheat and
memories.
like punch the pad and stuff. And would fucking punch George Washington in the fucking face.
This whole set's going down.
I'll give you $1 bill.
No, but yeah, that's a tough decision because Zach was talking about competitive games, and I'm a competitive gamer right now. I used to tour and play Street Fighter 2 when I was a kid. Then later on for Street Fighter 4, I went to Vegas a few times.
Sick.
So I'm going to kind of X out any kind of competitive game, but there's definitely a list there for me.
Yeah.
Halo 2 would top that list, along with Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 to me is the best Street Fighter of all time. But if I had to make a list, top 3 games.
He's got it.
Christmas fucking morning right here. This is fucking amazing. Instant gratification.
Oh, this is fucking say right here. Love this. Top 3 games of all time. It's going to be no surprise here. I would say number 3, if you look at my gamer tag, Metal Gear Solid.
Otacon, this is Snake.
Which one?
Galukovich.
Galukovich.
Are involved.
Metal Gear Solid, the
Oh,
original
okay, the
on
OG.
PlayStation
Okay.
1. There was also a Twin Snakes remake on GameCube that was very good. The only downside to that game for me, the visuals look great, the sound looked great, but it was a pretzel holding the controls because of the GameCube controller. But I still love that game. I still have it. So Metal Gear Solid will top the list. Second on the list is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah. That's,
I think that's going to probably make the rounds here, maybe at least one more time. Love that game. I think somebody in a break room was playing that, and I just you don't even need to see it, you just hear it, and it just makes you fucking happy.
Yeah.
Hearing Link, hearing the sounds and everything on it, I absolutely adore that game. Fucking love that game. Yeah, so by far my favorite Zelda, a game that I had to. Back in the day, we didn't have the internet, so if you were stuck in a
Wait, when
world,
were you born?
the internet, 1982, motherfucker.
Hey, all right.
So you had to go to the fucking candy store. You had to go to the corner store to find the Nintendo Power to see what the next step was in the fucking game if you couldn't figure it out because internet was like at the start of the internet, like right 1997,
You ever call the hotline, the Nintendo Power hotline, and they had people working?
Oh, that's not the gold cart though. Where's the gold cart? You
Well,
prick with
I
ears?
pre-ordered this from BJ's. My mother got whatever fucking one was available. It wasn't like
Yeah,
some
great game.
back in the day, But there she is.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Yo, do you guys
Classic.
remember Game Genie?
Oh, fantastic.
Before
Oh my
Game
God.
Shark, there was
Yeah, it goes
Game Genie.
go. The Game Genie would go right into the cart here, and it would upload kind of cheats
mean this
and
guy?
hacks.
Oh my
I
god.
fucking believe
Rob
it.
just keeps pulling out
Shit out of
winners.
the fucking hat.
Oh, this thing? It's in arm's length. It's not. We didn't pre-stage
fucking
this.
this
It's
is-
all in arm's length. That's fucking
What
amazing.
the
What else you got fucking back there? You got fucking Jimmy Hoffa's body back there? You fucking prick.
We don't talk about that.
All right, numero uno.
Ooh,
Favorite
here we go.
fucking game of all time.
boy.
This is probably going to surprise a lot of people. It was a game on the GameCube. And I wish they make another sequel to these. If they did, I would definitely get an OLED Switch for it. But it's Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, no
that
shit.
was excellent.
Okay.
The sound, the music, the atmosphere, the gameplay, unfucking believable by far.
Somewhere.
He's reaching for
Motherfucker's
Metroid
going
Prime
back
right
for
now.
another game.
Back, gone.
This fucking
Yeah, by
guy.
far. So that's my top 3. Rob, without cracking your neck.
I know.
Yeah. Or breaking George Washington.
George Washington.
Right? That fucking
What is chair for
You're a
Christ's
fucking
sake?
bully.
Give me the top 3, baby girl.
All right. So
Not zombies, right?
No, no zombies. No, but I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna start with number 1 because number 1, honestly, the rest of them wouldn't have existed in my mind if it wasn't for number 1, and that's the one you have right there. That Super Mario cartridge right there was the start of it for me. I remember playing that so young that there was like ghosts in the game, and like I was afraid to play against them, so I'd make my brother beat those levels for me. I've been playing Mario almost as long as I have teeth.
What's the record that you've beaten the game?
I think 8 minutes is the fastest that I can beat it. Yeah, and it's nowhere near the world record. I think it's like 5 minutes and change.
yeah.
It's like,
They're crazy.
forget it. I can't do that.
No.
But really, like, I remember, like, in this very basement, like, we used to have a Nintendo over in that room.
You mean in
over
the
there.
break room?
Yeah, the break room.
Break room.
And I used to play it on the little boob tube TV that I got over there.
So we both played Mario in the basement when we were kids,
Yeah,
right?
Everybody
exactly.
played Mario in the
exactly.
basement.
It seems like a theme, You know, what kind of pants does Mario like to wear? Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim, denim.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Shit. You know, it's tough to like pick specific games because I've been gaming, like I said, since that long, and I've had almost every system since then, and
they're all behind me.
See, they're all there, and I don't get rid of anything. You know, it's like video game hoarder over here. I got Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64. I could probably maybe come up with a game that's my favorite for each system. You know.
Right.
Like, you know, for Super Nintendo, you still have the Super Star Wars games. Now, I wouldn't say that those made it on the list because
great games, though.
They are great games, you know. And I have all three of them over there. They all were fun. And it's a funny thing. My brother was the one that got me into video games because back in Christmas of '89, it was really a shared system because I was an infant and he was old enough to play the system.
Right.
And Super Nintendo was the first system where he
Super
found out he had
Nintendo,
the,
Sega Genesis.
When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this.
He found out that he couldn't play video games because of the motion senses stuff, and he would get like an instant migraine and he couldn't play them anymore. But it was Super Empire Strikes Back, the snow falling this way, and that was what made it that he couldn't play it
You
no
putting
more.
that on number 2?
No, definitely not.
No.
He's looking.
It's like
That's
tough
hard.
to come up with like a favorite child, like
Yeah.
the first God of War. The first God of War I might have to put on there. Not that I'm saying that's my favorite God of War, but that set the tone for the rest of them. I remember playing the demo. I used to get the official PlayStation magazine back in the day with the demo discs.
Those were the days.
And they had
Official
God of
Xbox
War as
magazine
one of
had it, too.
those.
Oh, yeah.
And
Xbox magazine was dope.
I remember they gave you like a taste of the game by letting you play the level where you kill the Hydra.
Yes.
And I remember playing that sequence, and I was like, "This is fucking sick." And like, I've gotten every game since, and like as you can see, I've stuck with it. And now they're doing Norse mythology, which is right up my alley, because you know me with Thor and all that shit.
God of War's number 2.
So I would say God of War is number 2. Number 3, it's tough. It's very tough because there's a lot of games that I'm gonna leave out, like Uncharted and like stuff that really. But you know, I gotta say Ocarina of Time.
There it is. I knew it was
Yeah.
coming.
That's surprising.
I was waiting
And the
for it.
reason why I say that is because that was the one that got me into the Zelda franchise. That I ended up getting the original Zelda with the gold cartridge over there. I got
A Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds. There's been so many good Legend of Zelda games
Wind
since.
Waker.
And I won't make it the original Legend of Zelda because I do not like it as much as Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was the first open world, and I would say that the second closest one to it since has been Breath of the Wild.
That's surprising
so
to me
good.
though, because you poured so much time into World of Warcraft that I
World
figured
of
World of Warcraft would be up there.
It would be close number 4.
Okay,
but
that's
it's
fair.
also a love-hate relationship with World of Warcraft.
No, that's respectable.
Because I've
yeah,
been on
yeah.
again, off again. It's like
Yeah.
a toxic relationship.
No, I'm
I
the
can
same
never
way.
walk
Yeah.
away
That's
completely
That's how I feel
from.
about Destiny.
Yeah, same concept.
And-
Yeah, Raid.
And the funny thing
a
about
heartbreaker.
Ocarina of
Broke
Time
my heart.
specifically is that I played that game the correct way. If you want to say that there's a correct way. I started that game as a kid. And I got lost in one of the dungeons. I was called Jabu Jabu's Belly. It was under the big fish, and you got to save Sora, I think her name is. And I couldn't get past it. I gave up, and I came back to it like in my 20s. And it was like right before the transition where he turns
Accurate.
into a man, you know, takes the Master Sword, and I finished the game, and I was like,
Fucking amazing.
you know, I started this as a kid and finished as a man. This is really the way that this game was probably meant to be played.
Fucking
The
amazing.
water dungeon. I could not imagine trying to get through that as a kid.
I will say that I cheated for that part of the game.
How did you
I
cheat?
went to Game Facts and I looked up a guide to get through that water temple because I knew I was gonna fuck it up. There's
That's
no
what I
way.
used too when I went through it. I used Game Facts.
Yeah,
That
Game
was-
Facts Cheat Code Central. Remember
yeah.
that one?
Cheat Code Central is a spot.
Tips and Tricks
Hell yeah.
magazine. Remember that
I
shit?
still have that on my
Oh
favorites
my
on my phone.
God.
CC.com.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that's
Team
Cheat Code
Revolution.
Central.
What was the
Yeah,
other
Game
one?
That's what it
Revolution.
became, right?
Cheat
Do you remember G4 TV and how they had their cheat segment specifically?
Yes.
Oh man,
I fucking
G4.
love
Yep.
G4 TV. That was they brought it back, but it's it's not the same.
I'm surprised they didn't do like a good job bringing that back because I thought with the power of the internet,
yeah,
they
you
could have,
figured
like,
it'd
a
be
lot of fun with
easier.
it.
The nostalgia aspect of it too.
Yeah.
It might have been more successful as a podcast, to be honest. Now.
Maybe.
Hey, here we are.
Here we are.
Hey, we're G4 TV.
We got G5
No, we're
now.
not.
G5.
Legally, we are not. We are the Break Room Podcast.
We are the Break Room.
All right, last and certainly not least, Vin.
So I'm like sitting over here racking my brain because we definitely didn't prepare for
We
this
gave you
conversation.
plenty. We gave you plenty of time.
If I have that like blank look in my face when you're editing this, I'm literally trying to think of games. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to come up with like
Not Animal Crossing because it took all your save.
Which I have to say, Animal Crossing
Pull the knife out of my back,
did
please.
save like my pandemic, though. You know, and
I
I told you got to call Nintendo because Jesse said that she had that same problem because she bought a new system because her old system died, like stopped
so
working.
no choice.
So she contacted Nintendo, and they said that they were able to send some kind of signal to her system, and it downloaded her island because it's a weird kind of save.
It sucks, is what it is. It's
a
not weird. It
kind of
sucks.
save where like
Fix it.
yeah.
It probably killed a whole bunch of people. I kind of want to get back into it because they did do the. There's a new update.
There's
expansion.
a paid update that I think dropped today.
I was reading Gary Whitta. Gary Whitta was loving it.
Yeah,
And,
there's like a cafe
fucking DLC.
now,
Are you
there's
kidding me?
booths that
I
you
don't
can
have
set
time.
up.
I just
Animal
don't have the time.
Crossing has
That's
DLC?
what-
I'm gonna make the time though
You're gonna get
because
into it?
because
What the
Jesse
fuck?
convinced me. Miss Bunny Senpai, shout out.
Shut up.
But she convinced me to get the paid update, so I was like, whatever, $30 for a game that provided me with enough entertainment.
So when I think about like my favorite gaming experiences, I definitely think back to kind of the transformative ones, the ones where you knew this is the future. You know what I mean? And I really, it would be so hard for me to say that Grand Theft Auto 3 is not number one on that list because I remember playing that game on PS2 at my friend's house, even when I wasn't allowed to have the game.
Fernando's
Mom
New
wouldn't let me
Beginnings.
get it, type thing. Yeah. And I just remember everything about that experience being transformative, you know. And now with the definitive edition coming out, you know, be able to revisit it. I played it on my phone. I've played it like a few different times since then. And it's funny actually how brief it feels, you know, obviously playing all the rest of the series. But I think of those moments. I think of like late night gaming back in the day.
You watch all those mob movies and now you finally get to be in one.
100%. Yeah. And I love those about the early GTAs where they were really theming it off of themes. There was 3 with a lot of the Mafia themes. There was Vice City with, of course, the Scarface themes, and San Andreas with all the West Coast movie themes. So GTA 3 has got to be the number one game because I really think to it.
And for GTA 3, what did it for me, like where it really felt different, was when there was a dead hooker on a sidewalk.
Of course. I mean, of
You got
course.
your money
And-
back?
Chris would be like the dead hooker.
But then the dead hooker dissolved, and there was a chalk mark outlining the
Anybody.
dead bodies because that was like a Law and Order type of thing where they chalk it. And I remember the chalk outline. I was just like so amazed by that. I don't know. It's like
The
a subtle
attention to
little
detail
thing,
that
but the attention to
Rockstar
detail.
shows in every single game. Rockstar is bar none.
You can
They
just
are
get
I'm
lost
waiting
in
for
the radio
GTA
station.
6.
You could, I mean, you know, you talked about Forza real quick, and like you said, like cruising around, enjoying it. I can't tell you how many times I've done that in a GTA game, following the rules of the road, trying to drive like
I would
with the
love
street
to see
lights and
some
stuff.
of those old games maps added onto GTA Live.
Online, yeah, we've all hoped like GTA Online would expand.
Imagine
to
like
something.
Vice City and all those like
Taking
as,
a
like,
flight?
you could take a flight or something. It takes like loading time, just like Animal Crossing with visiting other people's islands. Like they could implement
I think they're
something
gonna.
like that.
I think they're gonna get there. I think at some point they're gonna get to a multi-map. They started to introduce like traveling to an alternate island for some of the heists. So it feels like they're heading that way. But
Dr. Dre is coming to apparently in the next GTA.
he was. Yeah, he was in the DLC real quick. So okay. Anyway, GTA 3 is like bar none. I think that's again a transformative gaming experience. Number 2 and a close number 2. You could criticize Halo 2. That game changed so much because that's the birth of like Xbox Live. Really,
Oh God.
I remember it was one of the first midnight release games I waited for with a ton of people. GameStop had no idea. They didn't know. It was actually Electronics Boutique back
I missed
then.
those days. I worked for Electronics
You
Boutique.
did?
Yeah. During the
That-
Xbox launch and the GameCube launch, I actually
Oh
worked for
my
Electronics
God.
Boutique. Yeah.
That was the
That must have
spot. I
been
remember
hell.
that was so
Never
Halo
again.
2.
Never again.
Yeah.
The campaign, of course, left something to be desired because.
Let me ask you:
shoot.
have you played the Master Chief Collection remastered version of Halo 2, like the campaign?
I played a little bit of Halo
Played it at
1
my
through
house,
it.
right? Yeah,
I've seen it. I have it on Game Pass. I definitely played like a little bit of 1. We did some competitive through like Halo 3 and Reach.
Right.
And yeah, that Halo series is really up until like Reach is kind of the last one for me. But to me, Halo 2, again, a transformative gaming experience. Late nights, talking smack over Xbox Live. It was just so cool. It was an amazing time in gaming, I think.
Two kickstarted it and 3 refined it. That's the way.
Yeah, dude. 3 was so fun in online gaming. And I think Reach, except the armor abilities, which I hate, the lockdown abilities.
We don't talk about those.
Yeah, we just,
It was just that one lockdown ability. The rest of them were okay. The jetpack was okay. It was just that one fucking stupid ability where you just put your fist down on the ground and you couldn't do shit. That was the only.
So definitely GTA 3, Halo 2. The third one, and I hear a lot of the nostalgia, the childhood, games and stuff I think back to as a kid. And I got a couple on my list here that are, it's kind of hard.
Only one can stay.
I know only one can stay, and I wanna bring back a nostalgic one.
Do it.
So it's definitely gonna be Battletoads, Double Dragon, Super Nintendo.
Oh wow!
Because that was just me.
I did not expect you to say that.
Oh, me and my cousin, we would
Talk about left field. Jesus.
we would rock that game.
He's looking for it, Vin. Hold on.
I have Battletoads.
It's
I
Of course.
Sega Genesis. Though.
Of course.
I had that. I got that for Easter, and I definitely remember playing that shit with my brother.
Yeah,
and
that
you
was
could
it.
hit each other, and then we would get pissed off because we accidentally hit each other, and then we purposely hit each other, and then one of us is dead, and then we got to play the game by ourselves.
I think that's the thing about that game that I remember the most is like being able to play with my cousin, and especially in those early days of multiplayer, it was very rare. I guess you could do it.
And it was
through...
made by Rare, so
Yeah.
Oh, was it Rare? I don't remember that. I mean, I will say on that list is definitely like Splinter Cell. I remember Splinter Cell on Xbox. Just that whole shadow, hiding in the shadows, climbing
the
the
lights
pipe,
out.
and that was another transformative game.
Yeah.
You knew like, oh, this is the future.
What the
So
fuck
You know
are
what
you
a
doing,
transformative
Ubisoft?
game-
Get another
yeah,
Splinter Cell game. Come on.
Allegedly-
It's 2021.
allegedly,
It's-
they're working on
we haven't had one the entire console generation previously.
because
Come
everyone's
on.
all the gaming companies
I don't
are
want Ghost
trying.
Recon. I don't
no,
want it.
but they're all trying that same formula. They're all trying this like, not. Yeah, everything's open world. So even the new Ghost Recon, it's like an open world, or it's battle royale.
Ghost Recon
everyone's
is
trying to do
buns
these
now.
subscription based. They're losing sight
what's
of
hot
fuck
right
Fortnite.
now.
yeah, they're losing sight of like the narrative. What game just came out and they said the narrative was what was driving it? Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, which I kind of dismissed. I looked at it, didn't like how it looked.
Got really good reviews though.
Got amazing reviews. Apparently, it's a great story and it's a really fun, funny kind
Shang
of.
seemed to have enjoyed it. when
Yeah,
he
and
played.
everyone who I've spoken to, and I didn't have a lot of hype around it. But again, it was just more about it's a single player, narrative driven game that's really fun. So, like, I think the companies need to remember, like, there's a big market for those games. I think Uncharted is definitely.
Well,
one of
IGN
the-
voted God of War 2018 as the greatest game of all time. I don't necessarily agree with that.
So
but you can
good.
definitely say that. I mean,
Graphically,
the 3 games
Yeah.
on my list are all single player games, and
Yeah.
I'm a multiplayer gamer.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and I picked
Yeah.
single player games as my favorite. So
and
for
not
sure.
for nothing.
Bring
That
back the
Valkyrie
night.
Queen was the hardest boss
Oh
I've
my
ever
God, I
beaten.
never
in a-
beat
in a
it. I
video
was
game,
too worn out.
hands down. I got the platinum on that game, and that was one of the hardest earned platinums I've ever gotten on a video. game.
I would have to say too, on my list, a very, very close runner-up is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
played through
high.
that game I think 3 to 4 times, and for me, graphically it's amazing, and it's also amazing that they were able to stretch out. I think it's like a 6-hour segment in the game into about 40 hours, which is a masterclass in itself of story writing and narration.
Did you play it in Japanese?
No,
Oh, I
here's
did.
the thing.
It's a
I'm gonna-
lot-
I'm
you
gonna-
read it in Japanese
I'm
too?
gonna-
There's a lot of reading.
I'm gonna
Oh,
cause.
I did. I fully enjoyed it.
I want to go on the record right now. I want to go on the record. When I watch anime, I am only sub. I only watch sub. I think if something is in its native language, like if it is Japanese or French or German, you should watch it in the native language because there's nuance. It's a whole linguistics thing I believe in, but there's
Ghost of Tsushima is a really good
Yes.
example of
Yes.
that. Where if you play that game in English, it's terrible.
Yes.
You play it in Japanese with the subtitles. It's
amazing.
so authentic and it feels so real.
And-
And fun fact: the voice actor of Zoro for One Piece is Jin Sakai.
Yeah.
In that game.
Oh really?
Yeah.
and
I don't know
I
much-
recognized the voice right away. I was like, "Is that Zoro?" And then I looked it up. I was like, "Yes, I
for,
knew it."
for me though, for Final Fantasy VII Remake, it was originally a Japanese game, but whatever they did with the English with the voice acting, just I have never heard a better cast in anything in my life than. I mean, you could argue Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is probably one of the best English dubs of anything of all time, but Final Fantasy VII Remake was, I mean, amazing. Britt Barton as Tifa is just so charismatic. Cloud. Well, it's Cloud. He mumbles.
Cloud.
John C. Reilly, I think, is his name. He plays Barrett, and he's just a. Oh my God! You can't imagine anyone else being Barrett. He's just so like everything he does. It's time for a song. Like he's just so charismatic, and everyone on that cast. Brianna White, who's Aerith, that was her first voice acting gig. First as Aerith, like. That is a tremendous feat to be on such a big
Dude
stage.
that played Badger in Breaking Bad was one of the
Yeah,
guys.
he was.
He said John C. Reilly, and I was like, oh yeah, but I
He
was
was.
thinking of.
He was the fat guy. I forgot
Was
his
it
name.
Biggs and Wedge? I forgot which.
What? No.
I think he's Wedge.
I think it's fuck.
Because they're named after Star Wars characters. That's
Yeah,
why I know
yeah.
it's Biggs and Wedge.
God. I think it's Big. No, it's Wedge because Biggs was the thin guy. Thinner guy. I forgot who he was.
I guess
really
it would have
good
been
too.
too on the
So,
nose if they named the
Jesse-
fat guy
yeah.
Biggs.
Zach, how did you feel? This is the only problem I had with
It might have been the
remake,
other way, but
Was that they expanded a whatever 5-hour portion of the game into 40 hours.
yeah.
So my biggest complaint would be like I just want more, of
Well,
course.
the part 2 is coming out.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
can't
that's-
wait.
Oh, they're definitely
Can't
doing
wait.
it.
Yeah,
I know.
I want more.
I just want more is my
Yeah.
only
I
complaint.
haven't even played
definitely.
that DLC yet.
It's
It's very
Came
good.
out.
It's very good.
I want to.
Yuffie,
That was fun.
the play style of Yuffie is so dynamic, and you could she's so flexible because you can either go into melee and blitz around, but she's a glass cannon. So you either blitz around as a glass cannon and hope you don't get fucked, or you stay back and throw your stars around and cast your ninjutsu, and it's so fun. It's only 5 hours long, but it's really good.
Speaking of more, how about we go less?
Oh,
One of the most requested things that we got in our first episode was when we
happening.
eliminated. What you don't see on the table here is any Lord of the Rings stuff. Fuck you. You see Marvel.
Still
you see
hasn't
Star
seen 'em.
Wars. Yeah, he still hasn't gotten over it or
I
watched
watched
it.
him eat the tomato.
Fuck the
Shut
tomato.
the-
And
Still
I've
hasn't
seen
watched
does
the
not
movie, though.
fucking
Could've watched
count.
it
It
this
doesn't
week, so
fucking
watch
count.
it.
You should try the Italian version. Tomato soup for your ass.
The reason why I haven't watched it is because I want to read the books.
yeah, you said the same thing. We
And
get
I tried
it.
to read the
but-
books,
Let's be
and
real,
they're very
Chris. You don't read
childish.
books. You listen to them on the way to work.
I read books, but audiobooks
Jeez.
are good too. Audiobooks
Guys,
are good.
Lord of the Rings books are childish. Can you fucking believe
big-
this?
It
I
starts
love
with a bunch
audiobooks,
of
I will
fucking
say.
little elves going into the guy's house and
Yeah.
fucking his shit up. But it was a little childish.
You get the story of Tom Bombadil. There's so many.
Tom Bombadil was a great character. They completely screwed it in the movie.
I don't know. I intend to read the books one day, so that's why I intentionally never watched Lord of the Rings, and it sucks. But one day I'll read the books. One day I'll read the books. And also, just really quick before we transition to the next thing, I do want to mention fuck Minecraft. Because you guys are going through your list and you're really going through it.
Oh, here
and
we go. There's
changing
an
things
edit.
up.
Gotta go back.
Forget Minecraft.
What?
Retcon.
I have.
This isn't an edit. This
No,
is
I'm gonna edit it because
It's
you guys.
laminated already.
I said my shit in 3 seconds.
Get the marker out.
Get the marker
Dry
out.
erase.
Toss it out.
Put a piece of tape.
Chris, you went first.
All right.
Go over on the table.
So you guys, I went first.
Start over.
I
What's your
spent
top
1
three?
minute. You guys went off. So
Holy
I gotta
shit.
remove Minecraft,
All right.
and I want to put Red Dead Redemption in there.
Ugh.
So you have Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto.
Red Dead Redemption had the
One or
greatest, one of the greatest One. 2 is amazing. I love 2, and I know not all of you guys have played 1.
part of your plans, Dutch.
But you mentioned voice acting.
Going to Tahiti.
Zach, you mentioned the voice acting,
Yeah.
and I think that the voice acting for Red Dead Redemption 2
Amazing.
was.
I have a plan, Arthur. We're going to Tahiti. We're going to grow mango. Have a little goddamn faith.
Special.
Another Rockstar
consideration.
game though, so just to highlight the fact
Yeah.
that it is
No,
Rockstar twice.
And going back to those transitionary games where you really saw
Trendsetting.
technology.
Yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to Mario 64.
Better fucking believe.
Because
yeah,
I
of
remember
course.
the
You
first
better
time
believe.
I was at my cousin Carl's house and they had it on the TV, and I saw a 3D world
Oh,
with
yeah.
Mario, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Loved it.
And
120
when
started,
I
baby.
made my confirmation in middle school, I got my uncle to
Oh my
get me
God,
an
Espiritu
N64. That was one of the first games. The very first game I got was Mortal Kombat 4.
Can I just put something out there?
Yeah.
I never owned a Nintendo 64.
Oh, that's a shame.
Really?
Me neither.
Yeah.
You missed out
I
on a
went-
great system.
I went from Sega
Nah, me neither.
to PlayStation was kind of the transition. I feel like that was the
Sega.
My first console was technically a GameCube. Was my first console that I got. I was 5 years old. Came out of surgery for my adenoids to be removed and ear tubes removed that I had. and I got a GameCube, and Super Mario Sunshine is my first game.
great.
That's a good game.
And Super Smash Brothers
Very, very
Melee
underrated game.
is my first.
Speaking of games,
Yes.
so are you guys ready to eliminate one?
Let's do it. I'm
Speaking
ready.
speaking
if you're
of
ready,
Mario,
you're gonna go first.
Make
And
it
there's no
difficult.
edit. There's
There's
no
no-
go around the fucking
there's
back.
no-
Make
So
it.
just for clarity purposes, like the first episode, we were like, "Oh, the books count." No, nothing fucking counts. No cartoons, no magazines. It never fucking existed. You're snapping it out of existence.
Okay.
So the list of 3. So Mario, Zelda, Grand Theft Auto.
very
Who
diverse.
stays? Who goes? Pick one, sweet.
Well, if you're asking me first, that is an
Oh, here it comes.
incredibly
Oh,
easy
here he didn't
choice
play
for
any of
me.
these games except Grand
Fuck
Theft Auto.
Zelda.
Whoa.
Why?
Wow.
What, well, hold on. Before you say fuck Zelda,
How many Zeldas have you played?
0. I've never played Zelda.
Uninformed over here.
the gold card.
Right on the sweet spot. Hey!
It's right over there.
He got up. Folks, he's up. Oh, my God.
I hope you got that
All
on
right, so
camera.
never played Zelda. All right.
Never played Zelda.
my
No, that's not true. I
God.
played
I'm
a
with
little
him,
bit
too.
of the
I-
one that was what was the one that was like, I don't know, it was 2D. It was on the Super Nintendo.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
I
Link to the Past.
Link to the
yeah,
Past. That
whatever
was a good one.
wasn't polygonal. I played it pre-polygons.
All right, A Link to the Past. That's my second
and it was
favorite
cool,
Zelda game.
and I love the music and stuff like that. But I mean, between fucking, what was it? Between Super Mario and Grand Theft Auto, I mean, it's just such an easy choice. Zelda goes. Fuck 'em.
All right, Zach.
Oh,
The
boy.
Zach attack.
That's
is
know.
back. Zach attack is back. How about that?
Attack.
Here we go.
That's like.
Asche Dancer, Bronze Blitzen, Comet Cupid, Dana Blitzen. I got the answer. I got the answer. Let me in. You just watched a movie.
I did just watch
It's free on
Jingle All the
YouTube,
Way.
right?
Yeah,
You
it's free on
watched it,
YouTube. Surprisingly,
Really?
yeah, Jingle All the Way. There's a lot of free movies. Anyways,
I love you, Jamie.
God, this is tough. Okay, so, all right,
An overcooked steak.
Mario. You know, I don't have an extensive history of Mario. I mean, I do. Well, I grew up playing a lot of Mario Party with my friends across the
That doesn't-
street. I personally, okay, this might be a hot take, but I hate Mario Kart. I suck at it. And I find it. I just find it boring. I'd rather.
Mario. I'm gonna win.
Mario Golf though, Mario Super Strikers, I think is the name of the game. Amazing.
I'm all
game.
about golf games.
So
by the way.
much fun.
that-
Mario Tennis is great. All the Mario parties are great. I just don't like Mario Kart. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like driving games. That's just me. Forza's great though. Forza's great. Zelda. Love Zelda. I love Zelda. I love Ocarina of Time. That's so good. Breath of the Wild. You know, surprisingly, I started it and I didn't get around to finishing it. I think I played like 5 hours of it.
So good.
I beat. What's the one that came out for the Wii?
When
Skyward
Twilight Princess.
Sword?
Twilight
No.
Princess.
Twilight Princess. I beat
Twilight
Twilight
Princess.
Princess. I beat
Great
Ocarina
game.
of Time. I love
Great game.
those. For me, GTA goes.
Oh my
I
God.
wasn't expecting him to
What?
say
This
that.
bastard.
GTA goes.
Bastard.
Shit.
Wow. GTA is a very, don't get me wrong, it's a very fun game, but there's too much history to be had with Zelda and Mario, and there's so much diversity in that field, and there's kind of like a flavor for everyone.
Yes.
GTA, I played GTA, I played 4, I played GTA 3, 4, Vice City, I played all the expansions for 4, and for me, I started playing GTA Online when it first released, and I stopped playing after a week because the load times into
That's
doing
a shame.
anything.
I had
That's an
to-
absolute
we had to
shame.
overcome- yeah,
That's an
there was a lot
absolute
of
shame
fight.
because you're missing tons of like.
I was so
you
excited
can't judge
for it.
based on that.
I
You
was
really
overlooking
can't.
it.
I
It's
am.
a totally different game.
I am. Goodbye
Totally.
GTA. That's my decision.
my
GTA's
God.
out. GTA's out.
You could do way more in GTA than you could do in Zelda.
It's really tough for me because gaming for me goes back to my childhood. Hey, wow, you dog. Wow, it's exciting. It's really difficult. I don't really know where to go with this. I played every single Mario, starting with this guy. Even Super Mario Brothers 2. I know it's not
Hell
a
yeah.
popular game. I
I
love
played
that
it on the
game.
Wii. The original.
No, on
What was
Nintendo.
You mean Doki Doki Panic with a facelift?
Unbelievable. But believe,
I
yeah.
don't know what you're saying.
Doki Doki Panic was the original Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah.
They felt in Japan that American audiences wouldn't
They
embrace
switched
the
it.
real Super Mario
Switched it.
Brothers 2 because they felt it was too difficult. Because it's like starting the game from
Yes.
8-8. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
like...
You can. It's called the
they-
secret
they-
levels or
yeah,
the hidden
so,
levels.
So they actually took just the main characters out of this game called Doki Doki Panic and put
Yeah.
the Super Mario characters in there. All the enemies are the same.
Oh.
So they're really Doki Doki Panic's enemies.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's why the
They dumbed
play
it down
style
for America, is what you're
was so
saying?
different
Yeah.
than the original one. And they tried
No
to play it
surprise.
that Mario was dreaming. So
Right.
when you beat the game, Mario wakes up.
right.
Oh,
That's fun.
interesting.
I get it. That's
And
cool.
and then Super Mario Brothers 3 obviously hit the scene
Oh,
and
God.
changed. I mean, it pushed the system to.
I'm gonna
graphics
really date
like
myself with
max.
that, but if you were a kid growing up in the '80s and you saw the movie The Wizard, I mean that was the greatest game trailer of all time. You actually get to see full gameplay footage of Super Mario Bros. 3 before it's even announced during a motion picture. It was unbelievable.
Oh, it was in the tournament, right?
in the tournament,
yeah.
the finals of the tournament
Wizard
was
was a
Super
great
Mario
movie.
Bros. 3. Great movie. Fred Savage, great movie. Classic '80s. So I can't go Super Mario because I remember I begged my parents in 1996. You could not find a Nintendo 64. It was worse than trying to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. Yeah, you could not get one. I finally found one in Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Oh my
And this is
God.
back when you call them on the phone.
the Wiz.
You
guys
call him
have
on,
it?
yeah, you call him on the phone. Please hold this for me. We'll be right there.
Yep.
And then he's like, okay. And I have to beg my parents to drive me over there to get it. And they finally did. And the guy chalked up the price.
Remember how much it was?
Oh God, it's probably like $300.
Yeah.
I think the game.
Yeah,
itself,
back then was
Mario
like-
Mario 64 was like $80. Fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I think it retailed for $59, but they fucking chalk. Fuck you, Nobody Beats the Wiz. That's why you're out of business.
That's why you don't exist.
Yeah. So I mean, every Mario Brothers, there's
Wasn't
no
the best
way.
buy he ever made. You know?
Yeah, there's no way I can do that. As far as Legend of Zelda goes, oh man, like that's in my list. Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask. I have every single gold cart, the one I threw at Sweet. I had that as a kid. Legend of Zelda, A Link's Awakening. I mean, there's just so many Zelda games. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go with Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
And let me tell you, let me tell you why.
Go
Grand
ahead.
Theft Auto, I think, trendsetted that genre, that open world genre, but it
100%.
spawned so many shitty fucking games, and everybody just tried to copy
Yeah.
the formula. and
Yeah.
They could not get it down packed.
Yeah.
Saints fucking Row,
No.
or they're all
Trash.
fucking terrible
It's
fucking
garbage, sorry.
games. Mafia, overrated bullshit game. Like all these companies,
I
they
like the original Mafia.
it's not
Mafia-
Grand Theft Auto 3. It's not Vice City.
Mafia-
But it wasn't pretending to be either.
Mafia 1,
I get
when
what
you
he's
could
saying, though.
ride the train downtown and uptown, it was literally an open world. That was amazing.
Listen, I played Grand Theft Auto when it was a
pretty
top-down
good
game.
Driver
Me
was
too.
a
Same here.
knockoff.
I was going to actually
PlayStation
go into
1.
that story when
Yeah,
I
I played it when it was a top-down game. When GTA 3 came out, it revolutionized gaming. It was. I could not put that game. I had friends coming over my house
Yeah.
because they didn't have a system.
Yep.
They just wanted to play. They just wanted to drive the car, hit the hookers, go to the strip club.
Yep.
They wanted to rob somebody, go buy a new
Run 'em
gun. The
over.
game was amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be sick.
I know,
If
he's
we
getting
kill Grand
nauseous.
Theft
That's
Auto.
two.
If we kill Grand
That's
Theft
two.
Auto in here, this is just a desecration.
It's really
Don't worry,
tough for me.
Chris.
I cannot get rid of Zelda or
My
Mario.
problem
I'm
is
sorry,
actually
but I
Rob.
have to
Rob,
go.
Yeah, Rob's gonna
I don't trust
probably snap
Rob.
it out of
I have to
existence
go
here.
Grand Theft Auto. Rob,
Yeah, I feel it.
are you
I hate
sweating?
to break it to you, Chris.
I already know.
This is a
rigged.
He chose
Jesus.
three
I
something.
I did not rig nothing. I
Let's
rigged
not
nothing.
go here.
Let him talk. Let him talk. He didn't say nothing yet.
I mean, literally, I had a stuffed Luigi in that corner when I was a kid. Number one. So Mario Brothers is something that is in my blood. I would never fucking trade Super Mario Brothers for anything. If I had to pick one of the three, then the other two are going, and it's Super Mario Brothers for me.
Wow.
Legend of Zelda is like, I compare Legend of Zelda to Mario almost like I compare Indiana Jones to Star Wars. It's almost on the same level, but it's
Yeah.
not quite there.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, I played Grand Theft Auto 3. I played Vice City. I rented that from Blockbuster back in the day. You know, I have...
Make it a blockbuster.
You know,
night.
and honestly, it might be financially better for me to snap away GTA because of how many fucking shark cards I bought on that goddamn GTA 5. I'd probably get hundreds back.
Why would you do such a thing?
Is that your
'cause I
final
couldn't
answer?
grind.
I know, 'cause
Yes,
me and
that's
Chris
my
were
final
answer.
GTA
Wow.
is done.
So GTA is done.
gone.
GTA is
All right.
done, but Vin, we would still like to
And
hear
that's
your
not saying
opinion.
that I don't
Oh.
like GTA, but
No.
compared to the other two titles, that
It's a
doesn't
tough
stack up.
comparison. You're putting up
tough.
a
I know.
lot of
A mature
childhood
game, yeah.
nostalgia against something more modern.
And it's not
violent.
even just childhood nostalgia. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I genuinely enjoyed more titles from the other two titles.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Than Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto had 3 or 4 games I enjoyed. Super
it's
Mario, I could probably name 10 Super Mario games I enjoyed.
Yeah, Mario's got golf. He's got fucking racing. He's got the
And
party.
even Legend of
he's got it
Zelda.
all.
He's in fucking Donkey Kong. He's in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like, you can't eliminate Mario.
I'm the
I'm
youngest
about to,
here
so
too.
here we go.
I'm the youngest here too, and I grew up more with Mario games. And right now, if you were to ask me today whether I wanted to play like Mario Party or GTA Online with my friends, Mario Party 100%.
I'd go out on a
without
limb to
doubt.
say that Mario is the Mickey Mouse of video games.
100%.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they
100%.
came out with Sonic just to compete with what Mario was doing.
Sonic is
And
like,
he became
No,
iconic
I'm
in
just
his own
saying,
way, but
he's-
even he fell under the umbrella of Mario.
Sega felt the
Sonic
need.
is maybe Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah. There you go.
Listen, I'm sorry, but just Grand Theft Auto.
Can I
there's never
give
been-
my answer?
Oh, Vin,
or-
just go
You know what,
fuck
go
yourself.
ahead.
Go
Go
to
ahead.
Vin.
All right,
Go ahead.
just running. I was
Vin,
just
what do you
sitting
got
here
for
for
us?
Defend
fun.
its honor, please.
Yeah,
Lay it
yeah,
on
yeah.
us.
Hold on. I'm gonna lead with I'm getting rid of Mario. I'm getting rid of it.
Okay.
After all he just said.
After everything you just said.
Fucking Mickey
I-
Mouse
Right?
gone.
Everybody's
I
got
get it.
their
No,
own
he's gone.
Wow.
I mean, I'd be okay with
because
that.
I could go forward not playing Mario right now. You know, pretty much. I don't have to play Party. It's not the kind of game where I'm like I absolutely have to have it. I have to play it. Now, to be fair, I've only played one Zelda. It was Breath of the Wild. So, and I love that game. To me,
how could you get rid of? How could you get Mario? You only played one Zelda game.
because I'm trying to think of a title that I could go forward not playing.
So Breath of the Wild makes you want to go back and play the
Breath
other Zeldas.
of the Wild was so good.
You want to play?
I want to play the other ones. I hope they remaster it or update
Plug
it.
it in right now.
Yeah, I really, I
have no
Take your
idea.
pick. Yeah.
I really didn't know what I was getting into with Breath of the Wild. I bought a Switch, kind of point blank at GameStop. They had one, and I said, "Let me get it." And at that time, it was a Breath of the Wild machine. That was one game. It was the only game available.
Right.
And I jumped in, not knowing anything about the franchise, really not having the history and the nostalgia part of it,
Hooked you.
and it still hooked me. It was so clever, and the art and the design was so consistent across everything you did. I remember first thing I did after I jumped out of the tower, I ran up to a tree and I just chopped it down, and it fell, and the apples rolled over, and I was like, "Oh, that's right there, got me." Because if I hit that tree and it just went doink, I'm like, "Yeah, okay." They didn't really go into like the
Officially
the
more
details.
powerful than GTA now.
Yeah, oh my god, street signs. And GTA, like, to me, there's such nostalgic roots. I can remember the kid who recommended it in 6th grade, the top-down version. He goes, "Have you ever heard of Grand Theft Auto?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "You have PlayStation?" I go, yeah, I got PlayStation. He goes, "Go rent Grand Theft Auto. You can do this, that." And it was the top-down Micro Machines version.
Yeah.
So I played that. I played GTA, the English one, the British version.
Yes.
So of course, anticipating GTA 3, that changed everything. I've put countless hours into GTA 5 with Sweet over there. We really went in on online. Even when it was shitty, we would like kind of overlook the shit because it was just such a blast to kind of be on that map with your friends, drive around. I wish they would expand more of it and make it more accessible where like right now you can't have like multiple vehicles out. But anyway, not to go
Or
down
give the
that
yacht a
path.
fucking purpose, like besides.
Yeah, give the yacht a
landing.
purpose. I remember grinding. I grinded that yacht so hard. Yeah, that was rough.
I
but
bought that yacht on Black Friday.
it-
Got a good deal on it.
So for me, like going forward, if I was gonna, I can't play it anymore. It's Mario. It just I don't necessarily
That's
need
respectable.
to play it.
Definitely.
It's a little bit of a split here. We had
But here's
one
a
Mario, one
question,
Zelda, 3
though.
GTAs.
Shoot.
If Mario never existed, do you think we would be playing video games to the level we are?
I know we're gonna go down that road. That's what I was anticipating because we talked about how Lord of the Rings then wouldn't spawn this or that. That's hard. That's not. That's
Mario.
too.
I would say Mario single-handedly saved the
Saved.
video game industry.
This game alone saved video game
Because
industry.
if it was up to Atari and like in television, it would have failed.
Fucking
But when
ET.
Nintendo stopped making fucking trading cards and decided to get into
Yeah.
the video game industry,
changed everything.
Yeah.
But that's exactly
The
if you got rid of
history-
GTA or Mario, it's going to be a lot more impactful. And if you get rid of Zelda,
Well, here's
there's not
his
really a lot of
rebuttal.
impact if you get rid of Zelda.
Oh.
I'm just
I
saying.
wouldn't say that.
No. Zelda
You wouldn't have God of War if it wasn't for Zelda, because that's a puzzle adventure game.
Zelda
The
defined,
domino effect isn't fair though. That's a tough one to
Zelda
play.
defined the action adventure game scenario. A lot of action adventure was
A lot of
based,
your RPG, you would not have Skyrim.
Listen,
or any of
let
that
me
shit
give
if
you
it
a
wasn't
reason
for
why
Legend
you
of
can't
Zelda.
cut Zelda, because Mario spawned so many different platformers, from Banjo-Kazooie to Ratchet and Clank, and these are games that have lasted the test of time. Grand Theft Auto, the open worldness of it spawns so many different games. Driver, Saints Row, like we talked about all these, other games that are just open, like in general, like Halo Infinite's coming out next month. I know that's our next topic. That's kind of like an open world now. All these games, Far Cry that you're playing, Rob, it's an open world game. That's what, Grand Theft Auto kind of spawned.
And that's what makes this a tough.
But there's one thing that has never been like duplicated, and that's The Legend of Zelda. No other game has been able to replicate the quality of a Legend of Zelda game. That's why if you go on, like we said, game rankings earlier, the Legend of Zelda games are up there, all of them. They're in the high nines, every single one of them, because no other company, no other developer was able to mimic that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the level of
Formula.
excellence that goes into
Can't-
those games
can't touch
is
it.
almost unparalleled.
Unparalleled.
You know what
Absolutely.
separates too, like Rockstar and GTA from those other games that you name, is those cities feel alive even
Yes.
if you're not there.
Absolutely.
If when you come into it, it's not like the game just started for you. They
100%.
And they're
somehow
accurate too, because I went to Los Angeles and I felt like I was in GTA 5.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I literally felt
their
like I was in
attention to
GTA 5.
detail is
agree.
bar none. So like,
Vice City puts you in the 80s. I love it.
I love it. I can't wait. I will be
Yeah.
playing that definitive
Yes.
edition. So it's really, I think that little part, that whole the city feeling alive, and like when you leave the game, it almost continues, and you come back to it, and it's
Yeah.
still going. You're
Absolutely.
like, no other game has really found that. I think
Yeah.
that's one part of what Rockstar does that really makes those games feel great.
Yeah.
Please feel free to comment about this, and we'd love to hear your input on all this. I
Oh,
know
sure.
We've been
Yeah.
getting screamed at all week. How could you pick that? How could you get rid of Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings?
what-
Blah, blah, blah. But we would love to hear your input. We'd love to hear your reactions. So comment, like, share,
I
subscribe.
feel like I was looking at a list of games. I'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe I didn't name that," or "I can't
Yeah,
believe,"
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but off the top of my head, I
Comment.
think-
Make sure you comment down below what you would get rid of, because I think this is our hot topic of the podcast. Is what would you get rid
Here's
of?
Stays
Here's
who
an
goes.
interesting
Who
though.
stays who goes.
So we said what our favorites are, but what's your least favorite games?
Act Razor. Anybody remember Act Razor on Super Nintendo?
No.
Oh my
Oh,
God, what a
boy.
game!
Wow,
dude.
this is tough. That's
Only
a tough
my cousin
one.
remembers that game.
I have two quick choices, and these are fucking definitive.
There's so many shit games
Let me
that are
guess, E.T. on Atari.
Whoa, I mean that's all-time
I mean,
worst.
I'm not that old. Go fuck yourself. I didn't have. I never had an Atari 2600 until years later. But yeah, that was a fucking atrocious game. But I'm gonna pick a game that I was so hyped for, and then when you fucking get it, you play it, it's a fucking dump.
Wow, you say that, and I think of
Superman 64.
I played that on my
You got
friend's
That
house.
was
fucked.
so bad.
that was
Then
so
I went
excited
back
for
to
that.
Blockbuster. I was like, I want a different game. And got Duke
different
Nukem
game.
64.
I was
Go,
fuck-
go, the Duke.
But it's like, wow,
Hail
we
to the
get this
king,
new system.
baby.
We gotta finally get a Superman game, because I remember as a kid, again, I'm gonna
That
fucking
flying
the
bullshit
flying
right in the
bullshit.
beginning, forget it.
Holy shit.
Terrible game. I played.
It's hard. There's so many games that fucking let you down. Like for me,
All
like
right, so how about three? Your worst, your top
oh,
three of the
God.
worst.
Jesus.
Top three of the worst.
All right, so can we go around the room one at a time? Because
I'll do.
no.
go
I started
I-
off Superman 64. Rob,
So
give me one, and we'll go around.
One?
and we'll go around.
all right, Festus Quest on the NES. Festus Quest has to be one of the fucking. And it's right over there. Cocksucker. It's and I, you play, you think,
Wow.
oh, Adam's Family is gonna be fun. That was the fucking worst. I was like, they made it to piss people off. That fucking shit. Right in the beginning, you get power ups for your gun. Like the fucking bullet does this. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? If some asshole standing in front of me, I can't even fucking shoot him.
Lampshade moving.
That was one of the worst games ever. But that's one of my three. I would definitely say
yeah.
that.
So we're doing
Festus
one round the
was.
room.
Yeah, round the room. Keep going around.
So you talk about like disappointment.
Oh, I know. Oh.
Yeah, he already knows where I'm going with this. Disappointment. I've never been so hyped and so disappointed for a game. Destiny 1 was the most disappointing game I had ever played. I was so bummed. I was trying so hard to like the game. I tried so hard. I was overlooking so many glaring
500 days played in Destiny 1.
I'm sorry, man. I know. I put a lot of time into it. I definitely put a lot of time into it. And it was one of those games that I was hyped for a lot of I was overhyped, and the things they were saying about the game before it came out made it seem like it was going to be something different than what it was.
It became that. You had to give it time.
I know. And
so initially when the game came out, just like you were referencing, what was that?
GTA Online.
Right.
GTA
When you
Online,
referenced that, it just didn't, out of the box, it didn't like coagulate well.
Yeah.
Destiny was just like that because it was a grind.
Yeah.
You had to go on the Cosmodrome just to get spin medals so you could put one upgrade on your fucking weapon.
Dude,
preaching to the choir, bro. I played that game more than
Whether
fucking
we
anybody in
wanted
this
to
room.
or
just
not, we
based
stepped into war
on
with the
just
Cabal
based
on
on
Mars.
general,
Virus to
I'm
Ark.
thinking more like
Okay.
not the worst game of all time, but just to
disappointment.
me something I was so hyped for.
But when you
and
play
something that
did you play
really
the Vault of
gutted me.
Glass raid? Did you play any of
I
the
did
raids?
play the Vault of Glass. Yeah,
Did
you know what the
did you
biggest
do
problem?
Crota's End? Did you do any of the other stuff later
that
on?
shit
So
we had to
here was the
jump from
problem.
fucking
Here was
things.
one of the problems with that game. One of the problems I had with that game was
You guys are gonna get back into Destiny 2. I'm gonna make that happen.
Jesus, never. So it was one of those games where, like, I have a full-time job. I have other things I got to do.
Right.
And then I'd come back and everyone's light level was this, and they had the guns, and I would try to do the Vault of Glass, and I'd be like, oh, Vin doesn't have this weapon,
have
or someone
Gallahorn.
doesn't have that. Exactly, the fucking Gallahorn, bro. It was such it was an
Shoot the eyeballs.
it was an excluding game. It excluded you, and it actually caused so much tension
Yeah.
between, like, me and friends because if someone fucked up on one of the mechanics of, Vault of
That's
Glass.
the beauty of it, though.
Oh, it
That's
sucks,
the
dude.
beauty
I
of it,
want to
though.
have fun. I want to get in the game with my boys and have a good time. Like,
You're
I
not
don't-
wrong. You have valid points.
So
Yeah,
that's
okay.
that to me. It was just such a disappointment. It really shoots to the top of the list when I think of, like, man, I was bummed.
And it had Peter Dinklage. Like it was
They
had
were
the
hyped. It
potential,
was
and
hyped. It was so hyped.
You've woken the hive.
then they switched to
Sweet.
Nolan North.
Cosmodrome.
You hear?
I probably
all
just
right.
named
Well,
it for
as
him.
much as it was funny because as I
don't
was
do it to
thinking,
me.
I was going to
I have
say,
a lot of games I can throw at you back here.
I thought about saying Destiny just for Joe because that game, I fucking hate Destiny. And for the reasons that Vin stated, so I don't really need to say it again.
All right, but you're not picking that.
I'm
Keep
not
going.
picking Destiny, so I'm going to go with a different choice. It's the only game I ever actually wiped my ass with.
Wow. Oh, I don't even.
What's going on?
know the
What's
story.
going on in the sweet spot?
Hold on, so there's a story behind it. There's a story behind it. What the fuck? There's a story.
Here's the story.
What's going on?
Lady.
I took this cartridge, shoved it in my ass.
Shout out to Jeremy. Love Jeremy.
Oh my
There was
god.
four
man
saves,
speak, let the
and I
man
wiped them
speak.
all out.
Oh boy.
Go, Chris.
It's called The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh wait, on the original PlayStation, I had that game. It's in there.
We were so excited to play it. The good old Duke boys. Good old Duke boys. Gonna make corrupt some havoc, you know? We put this game in. I just can't tell you how much this game sucked. So much.
I liked it a little bit.
We rented it from Blockbuster, and so we thought it'd be funny. This game sucks. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it, and then we returned it. We returned it to Blockbuster.
Did you really wipe your ass with it?
I wiped my ass with it, and I returned it to Blockbuster, and then I went to the guy at the counter, and I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I rented this game,
Shit.
and it
Smells like shit.
Smells like shit."
Yeah.
And I remember the guy opened the game, and
Oh.
you could just tell, right? So
This is why Blockbuster doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
Chris. Single-handedly closed Blockbuster. He tanked the company.
I will say that I was like 12 or 13 at the time.
Bullshit.
All
So
of
the
it.
Dukes of Hazzard for I think PlayStation 1. You can look it up. It was a
man.
very, very bad game.
Yeah.
Definitely you would want to wipe your ass with it too.
Yeah. All right, keep it going. This is getting saucy. Zach, you didn't have a pick yet. Let me hear.
This is like I've been thinking about this. Like this has been
Oh,
racking
you've
my
had four
brain.
fucking turns to think about
I know.
one. You better have one.
I've
right
got a few that are really rancid. Halo 4's got to be up there for me.
Yes.
Halo 4 was
Yes.
rancid in terms of its story. I mean, the
Yes.
fact that they introduced these alien fucks that are like just better than everyone, and
Wow.
you gotta save the world
the
against
now.
Forerunner?
He's gonna get flamed bad.
What do they call it? The Prometheans or some
Yeah,
shit?
some shit like that. I don't know.
man.
It was just such a unnecessary left
Crap.
turn. And Halo 3 ODST was hated a lot. I loved that game.
ODST
fun.
was great.
Reach was good.
That was another Bungie one, I think.
Yeah. I loved all of those. But 4 was just
343.
where are they going with this? Like 4, but
Yeah,
then also,
agreed.
but then also
That was another disappointment.
another thing for me: World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Okay.
That expansion for me was hyped so much. You came off of Battle for Azeroth.
I will say that Mists of Pandaria was worse.
I quit in Mists of Pandaria, so that makes sense. But when I came back, I was hyped up.
Shadowlands was fun initially, and then got boring.
Well, that's
fast.
the
ran
thing.
out of
Yeah.
like, it became too group centric. Now I have to start raiding with other people in order to progress the story.
Yeah,
I can't stand
that's
that.
the thing. That was one of the biggest disappointments for me with Shadowlands because
And I did cancel my subscription. So
Yeah.
I'm no longer playing.
One thing is that it's like all my friends are like, bro, you gotta get back. You gotta start raiding again. It's so cool. They opened up. They're in the Shadowlands. Like there's multiple. There's like you go to a new universe and all this, and it's like, oh, it's so cool. You know, the visuals are amazing. And then you get to the end game and you have to grind through just these lackluster worlds, and the Eye of the Jailer can go fuck itself. The Eye of the Jailer.
Now-
Okay, so there's one. You have to go through basically this one. I forgot what the fuck it's called. What's the area you run through? That's like hell, basically.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's
I
the
think
thing, though.
this
To
is
me,
Shadowland.
that's an expansion.
Yes.
So,
but it's
It's a terrible expansion.
yeah, it's a terrible expansion. What else did I
WoW
really?
expansion.
Hold on. Are we going? Are we going to continue around this, or we got more?
Let's go one more.
We got
All
one.
right.
Wow.
I think everybody can go one
WoW
more.
expansions
Yeah.
are almost like a game in itself, though,
Yeah,
because WoW
they
is like the rule set, but the expansion is this major,
Story.
major story and lore drop. But I'd say probably Halo 4 for me, first time around.
I
I'd
can't
say
agree
that
with
was
that.
was the biggest, just like.
I played a lot of Halo 4, so like
But coming off of like Halo Reach, you know,
it was more driven by the multiplayer.
Yeah.
The story I played because I was just so into Halo. I'm still into Halo.
I would
but
put Halo 5 worse than Halo 4.
Oh,
That's-
absolutely! I didn't play
I didn't
Halo
even play it.
5.
I
It
didn't
was
even
so
touch
bad.
it.
I didn't even touch
see
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
That's how
bad.
bad.
I didn't even go near it.
Because Halo 4, the multiplayer was good.
The Bloom was terrible on
It
it.
wasn't horrible, and they redid all of the audio.
I want fucking Bloom.
I used to be able to just sit in a corner
Hear
of a room
everything.
and close my eyes and listen for footsteps, and I would, get assassinations and stuff. Halo 4, Halo 5 was way worse than Halo 4. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta kill one. I feel
Five,
like that would-
five
The
was so
Halo
bad, I
5
didn't even
single
touch
player
it.
is by far the worst Halo single player out of all of them. Period.
They lost their way. I don't know what they're gonna do with the next one.
I'm hopeful. But I think everybody's wheels are turning right now. So let's go one more. Because everyone's like, oh, I want this, I want that. I forgot about this one. I'm going to pick one that's really current that really fucking pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad that after about a half hour of playing it, the game crashed on me, and I actually called up Microsoft and I got a refund.
Nice.
I've never, ever issued a refund that fast for a game. And I'm talking about Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
That's yeah.
So we're
Okay.
talking hype here. We're talking like, holy shit, I got a next-gen console. I can't wait to play this. This is going to be like Grand Theft Auto in first person.
Yep.
That's what I envisioned when I first saw it. I played the game for a couple minutes. You get into the guy's apartment, and you go to the bathroom, and you see the shit in the toilet. The shit in the toilet looked like it came from a fucking Nintendo 64 game. I'm like, this pixelate. What the fuck is this? I just spent $500 on this fucking system.
standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made my fucking. So I didn't wipe my fucking ass with it. I didn't take a shit and fucking like, wow, mine looks better. But yeah, that fucking game crashed on me. I finally got outside to a fucking car,
Yeah.
and the car got stuck in the fucking street and could not fucking move.
Trash. It
Holy
was-
shit! I mean, the game was patched later on. It's a much better game now. But I think it's like fucking $10 in the fucking bin.
Yeah, they
you can get
fucking dropped
Cyberpunk
the
right now
ball
for like
with that
10.
game.
They took it out of the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
It's back
off.
in now, but it's no
For-
one.
But that's unheard of. That's,
Yeah, that's
no other
no
game
one-
in
that has
history. I
never
don't
happened
think has ever
before.
been removed
No.
from
That's
like
that's the developer's fault.
And from
yeah.
the developer who made
Christ.
what, The Witcher.
Witcher,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
the
a-
Witcher
it's a
series.
great
It's a great game. This
Yeah.
was
Well,
rushed.
well, Witcher 3, here's the thing. Witcher had the same release. It was buggy. It was not finished.
Not like
and
this.
The story was what carried it through all this shit. But
Fucking
so-
story sucked in Cyberpunk.
that's the difference,
Keanu Reeves
though.
did not save that fucking game.
That is the
Sorry.
difference. Is that Witcher had a compelling story to get you through the bullshit. Cyberpunk did not.
I gotta interject here. I played it on PC, and on
God.
PC
Sucked ass.
it
Oh,
looked
God.
great.
Yeah, sucked.
There was a point further along in where it started to glitch out on me, and I had to revert to an earlier save. But apart from that, it looked really good on the PC. Vin built my PC. It's a higher end PC. Little buggy, but it was a very good game, and the story's pretty
intro
good.
and then dropped off.
The story is pretty good though.
I played it. I played it
started
to
getting good,
completion.
and
I
stopped
completed the
playing
whole
it.
game. I actually went ahead and I repurchased the game when it was on sale again.
Okay.
And then they did all those patches to it, and I actually beat it. I completed it.
Oh, you beat the game.
I beat the
didn't even
game.
Beat it yet.
Yeah, I beat the game.
Okay. So it's still on your list, though. That
it is still on my list of games that fucking suck.
I held off
And
on
it's
buying it.
disappointing. It's just way up there.
It's funny. I was like, gonna pre-order. I think I had my finger on the trigger, and I wasn't sure if I wanted it on console or I wanted it on PC. And I was like, oh, let me get it on PC. And I just waited because it was coming out the next day, basically. So I was like, I'll see what the feedback is. And instantly, it was just getting slammed. People who had it, who I knew, were like, don't buy it. Do not buy this game.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Save myself $60 and a headache of having to get the refund. But that's like a notoriously shitty game.
It is.
Or
Rob,
shitty
you got
launch.
another one for us real quick? We're going to go around the room one more time, and we're going to wrap this up here.
Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. A lot of people don't remember that game, but it was supposed to be
I feel like you've been marinate this game for a while. You have it back behind you?
It was. It is. Oh no, actually, no. It's not one of the ones
Oh,
behind
fucking-
me
you
anymore.
wiped your
'Cause
ass with it? What did you do?
I actually sold that one to GameStop because it was that bad.
You
I,
actually sold a fucking game?
Yeah, there
Holy
was
shit.
actually a bunch of games that I got rid of, including Halo games. Unfortunately, I didn't like them.
Oh, man.
But this game was supposed to be a fighting game with Marvel characters, and they had like characters that didn't typically get love. You know,
Fing Fang Foom?
I think like the Thing was in it. I think there was a few fighters in there that like made me excited, and the demo showed promise. And I ended up buying that game, and it was a steaming pile of shit that was so bad
A lot of
I
shit in this
didn't make
room.
it through the fucking story mode, and I actually ended up getting rid of it. But
Damn.
that was one game that I was super hype about, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, I really can't wait to play this, and it just turned out to be fucking dumpster fire, and I was really let down.
Fucking dog water. Hey.
Literally, yeah. If you just watch gameplay of it, and it's just it was bad.
All right. That's out.
It was like Mortal Kombat with Mario, but like not with Marvel, but it was just terrible. It was poorly executed. The fucking story sucked. It was
Thank God for Capcom versus Marvel.
How the fuck do you
That's
have a
a
world
real
where like
fighting
Spider-Man lived, but the Hulk died?
Yeah,
Like, what?
Anytime the Hulk dies.
The Hulk was
stupid.
dead. I'm like, nah. Sorry.
Bad news
I
all
can't-
around.
I can't.
Ben, what do you got for us?
I would probably catch a lot of flack for saying this, but
Uh-oh.
like a game I was disappointed playing or that I just couldn't get into was like Elder Scrolls Morrowind, and I know people absolutely love that game. Yeah, I know. I'm saying I played that back on like original
Fuck every Bethesda game.
Xbox or PlayStation. It
Facts.
was like I
saying when it was out.
when it was like originally released and something that I tried, I just did not like the game. It doesn't rank on like suckiness because it
Yeah.
didn't work, I just didn't have necessarily the imagination to apply to what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, Skyrim is the penultimate of I think what the vision.
Yeah.
But for me,
It
Again-
just works.
All of this just works. It's not.
yeah, it's not a shit game that is broken, but it was
Yeah.
just one of those games that I don't love, and I was kind of disappointed when I started it because I was like expecting maybe something a little more or a little more exciting, and it was just kind of dull, and you had to apply a lot of your imagination to the game. So I don't. It's not fair.
Fuck
to,
Oblivion for that matter.
hey, there you go. There you go.
Oh, there it goes.
No, because
There we go.
Go in.
That was another one I got rid of, and the reason why is
The
it
bugginess
was,
is part of its charm.
It was.
Wow,
Yeah, it
that
was
was part of its
charm
charm.
my ass. 2 hours undone fucking work because
I just
of
remember
charm?
always.
Get the fuck out of here.
Don't
How
you
many
ever
times?
go over my head
played-
again.
There was a mission where you had to go into a cave with these cultists.
Oh.
And there was this fucking lizard fuck on an altar that you had
Fucking
to
lizard
save.
fuck.
And I have like this guy with the fucking metal armor, so my ass is over encumbered like in real life. And I have to fucking go in this cave, and I gotta save this lizard fuck from the main bad guy and get out of the cave. And the fucking game glitched where the goddamn rock won't open. Imagine the fucking Bible if the rock didn't open. Then Jesus Christ would have been made out. Get the fuck out of here.
I think one of the mistakes I always make in an Elder Scrolls game is I punch somebody in the village, and then the whole village hates my guts, tries to kill me.
That's why I fucking hate
and I was like,
Skyrim.
I'm done with this. I can't even. I don't know what's
There
going
was
on.
this wizard fuck that wouldn't give me a key, and I kill the cocksucker and take it from him. And now the whole village wants to kill me, but I got this woman following me with all my fucking gear because I can't carry it all. And her ass keeps getting killed. I says, I'm done. I'm done. I'm completely done with this whole fuck Bethesda, fuck all their goddamn games. Elder Scrolls my ass because these games are old. That's why they're elder.
There's probably some Medal of Honor games on there. The first Medal of Honor is awesome, but there's definitely some Medal of Honor.
I remember
games
the commercials. That was
was
the
a great
first game where you could like pick up a grenade and throw it back at the enemy.
Usura Granada.
Yeah, that was cool.
Sweet.
Chris, you got another
Which Bungie game are you kicking off?
You know, honestly, like this is hard for me because like I really try to think of games that make me angry or
That
just
you
I
wipe your ass
fucking
with?
hate. Well, that's one. That didn't make me angry. That brought everybody a lot of
shits.
joy.
You got
It's
the
pretty
shits.
funny.
Yeah.
Except the guy hit Blockbuster.
Poor fucking Tom at
Oh,
Blockbuster. God damn it, Tom.
That guy probably quit that day.
He probably still tells that story to this day.
Probably like
Yeah,
at the Dukes of Hazzard. It's
Hey, he's
nothing
gonna
but the Dookies of Hazzard.
He's gonna watch this fucking podcast. Like, fuck that shit.
I remember that.
That
yeah.
was this fucking kid that did that?
No, it was
fucking
great
prick.
because
I'm gonna
like
watch this.
I was like, yeah, I don't know. The game just smells like ass, and then he opened it up,
Oh.
Jesus.
and you just
What a
smell
story.
ass, and then it was like, yeah, so, and he gave me my money.
You're
back.
a menace today, man. First you're talking about dead hookers and wanting to kill real people, and now you're
Chris-
talking
Only
about
girls play
Chris is a
zombie games.
menace.
yeah,
in
only
video games.
only girls
You've-
plays. Oh my
You've
god,
never seen someone who is such a menace in a game. He is torturous in GTA Online.
Jesus.
He makes players. Oh my God!
Wow.
He's, he's got the
Dukes
second
Hazzard?
one.
Is that it? Yeah, wipe my ass with it.
Hide it.
Put it
Get
on
away
the
from
show.
me.
Duke boys getting in trouble.
Holy shit.
Good old boy.
And they gave me my money back. But no, you know, I try to think, you know, I'm trying not to name Destiny for all the, I mean, Vin already mentioned it.
Yeah, I
for
took
all
care
the
of that
reasons. It
Fucking
fractured
do
our
it.
friendships.
You already
did.
talked about this
But,
already.
apart from that, you know, I can't really think of a lot of games that really, like, make me, like, so, like, I don't know, something I was kind of looking forward to that didn't live up to expectations maybe was The Division. Was that what it was
Oh
called?
yeah, that's another one.
The Division. That was another one, right?
Rob, oh my God.
Right?
The Division.
You remember
I'm
the
not
Division?
Not getting it. Still not getting it. Hey, Rob's still not getting the
Yeah,
fucking
the
Division.
It was like, I don't know. It was like a new game. Everybody
Super
started
hyped.
playing
Super
it.
hyped.
Super hyped. But you know, I wasn't really feeling it. It's like I can only live in so many fucking open world Ubisoft masturbatory fantasies.
What do
New
you always
York-
say
in New
about
York
Ubisoft
City.
games?
I said that they always have these open world masturbatory fantasies where these games are
It's-
all of their games are open world. Assassin's Creed.
Masturbatory?
No, but he always says
Every game
Ubisoft.
is, what is it, an 8? They deliver an 8. Is that what you're saying?
Ubisoft always
menace
makes
today. He's a
80% of a
fucking
game.
menace.
Ubisoft always makes 80%.
Are you jerking off or are you taking a shit? I don't know which one you're doing.
Jeez.
Ubisoft
Good
always makes
Lord.
80% of a game. It'll be 80% of a good game, but there's always something 20% that's missing.
Yep.
That just
Attention to detail,
Not,
polish.
not Splinter Cell games though, which they don't want to fucking make anymore.
oh, yeah.
Probably for
I
the
don't want
best
to
at this
disappoint
point.
you. I've never played the Splinter Cells.
Whoa,
It's not
really?
I'm not
I
surprised.
never
That's-
watched Donnie Brasco.
I'm not
either,
surprised.
yes.
Believe me.
my
There's a lot of
fucking-
things
You
we're
never
gonna
played
cover.
Splinter Cell? Did you have an original Xbox?
I didn't.
Okay,
I
that's
started
why.
with
That makes
360
sense.
with Halo 3.
Let me
Okay.
tell you,
That was, Halo
I have
3
a
brought
friend
me
who's
to Xbox.
I have a friend who's watching this podcast. Shout out to John the Coward, my baby. Love you, buddy. Hope you feel better. I met him in 2004 playing Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow on Xbox Live. They had a game mode, a multiplayer PvP mode, spies versus mercs.
Hell
Two
yeah.
people are spies, two people are mercs.
And this Merc over here.
Oh, this fucking guy over here, there's two guts. But yeah, I highly recommend at some point you can get at least one of those games and complete them because they are unforgettable. But Zach, last one, and then we're wrapping this fucking conversation up.
Okay.
Pick a game that Sweet did not play.
Well, I'd say a Bethesda game, but I'm sure we've played that. Okay, so
Don't say
What?
say Skyrim.
no. So, okay. This was a difficult topic for me, but there is, for one, Fallout 4 is one of those games that I was massively disappointed. I mean, massively disappointed. with.
Bethesda, what?
It's one of those games where everyone was like, "Oh, it's Fallout. It's amazing, coming off the trails of New Vegas and 3. You know, these amazing games." And Fallout 4 just kind of felt like a lifeless shell. It just felt like it was lacking everything. There was no world other than, like, you leave your little village and you build your house. That's great. But when
Another
you leave,
settlement needs your help.
yeah,
Another
you know,
settlement always needs my help.
you know, all of that, I was, to be honest, it was just boring. I wasn't interested in any of the story. You know, oh, I found my son and he's older than me now. Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. You know, it's like, I found that there was no replayability. All of the villages were just lifeless. All the cities were just, you know, there was just no meat to them at all. Fallout 4 was
Just potatoes.
it wasn't even
Who fought it?
potatoes. It was just Green beans.
Fallout Online,
Oh,
I think, takes the cake for disappointing and buggy
That's
and shitty.
that's a whole other beast. But
Oh, what is it called? 76?
Yeah.
Anya's obsessed with that.
Oh, really?
She plays a lot of that.
Shout out
And
Anya.
all she does is decorate.
Took them 3 fucking years.
I think,
Spends the
yeah.
whole time making houses, and I don't know. I just don't like any. God forgive me. I try to like Bethesda games,
we try.
but fuck,
do this, man.
I can't.
This is the second episode, and we've already said Bethesda sucks twice.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Bethesda-
I've given them so many shots.
That's the
so many
blows.
fucking
I'm sorry.
shots.
They're awful.
Between the Fallout games and the Elder Scrolls.
I'm gonna go on the record.
And then I tried to play Deathloop, but I got about halfway through that shit and gave up.
Skyrim.
Fuck you guys with your 48% body fat and you scroungy little bastard.
Skyrim is overrated.
Fuck you.
And
My cousin's gonna watch this. And be like,
Skyrim
"Fuck your
is
show."
overrated, and I'm gonna say that right now.
Nonsense. The amount of things that you could do, the amount of spells, the amount of weapons, the amount of the
Bullshit.
smithing,
Bullshit.
the
Oh,
beautiful,
wow.
detailed world that they have created. Too much.
I can smith an iron dagger to
You know
99.
how fucking lost I get in that
If
shit?
you want to be immersed in it, play RuneScape.
I'm level 2, and the mission's all the way in this mountain, but you got to go past the level 40 fucking Yeti. Get the fuck out of here.
but it's
I'm
immersive.
running for my life. I gotta fucking take this.
You're over encumbered and you're running. You're
It's
over
immersive.
encumbered.
You get
Drop
to
all your
run
shit.
through. Yeah, drop all your shit. Oh, you can't run. You're
Blasphemy.
fucking dead. Go
You're
back 2
over-encumbered.
hours, you cocksucker. Like, you know, it's
I hate it.
It's
hate
I think, and what
So
Skyrim
it's one of
has
those
done.
games that's very unforgiving if you don't do it the way it's supposed to be done.
And what's
am I supposed to, am I a fucking mind reader? I'm going to sit there and read
Yeah.
the game facts?
and what Skyrim has done to Dungeons and Dragons is an actual like tragedy. Like there's a thing in Dungeons and Dragons I like to coin as the Skyrim effect, where new players have this perception of what you can do in Skyrim, where there are essentially no consequences. But that's not how D&D is played. It is for the most part, a compelling story with consequences in a real world. Whereas Skyrim is a fake world where you can save and load and fuck off and do whatever you want.
Kill people.
I will say, though, that
Yeah.
was fun. There was that mission where you got to poison the rival guy's wine or some shit.
Yeah,
with the
there's some
rats.
interesting
And that guy
things.
was some fucking asshole.
Fucking rat.
So I
Oh, yeah,
saved
yeah,
right
the guy who
before,
owns
and
the
then
bar
I blew that
outside of
motherfucker
Whiterun.
inside of his store with the dragon word, and then reload.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the bar and white.
I'll just
It
play
was just
Hitman.
satisfying
I'll play
seeing
Hitman if I
that
want to
guy
assassinate
do.
people.
And that's
And I got
the
that
Hitman's
for free through the
excellent.
PlayStation.
I have a
Hitman 3
deep
Blood Money.
Amazing.
I have a
Is it Blood
deep
Money?
rooted hatred for Skyrim because of what it did to D&D, but I mean, I'll be honest, without mods, I think it is a bland game. I think it is just a bland
It came
rinse
out
and
in
repeat.
2011, and
Yeah.
it's still far
10
better
years
than
ago.
so many games that are out there, including Zelda.
That's-
Fuck
Oh!
Skyrim is a better game
You're out
than
of your
Zelda.
fucking element now,
no.
boy.
Skyrim is a way
I
better
need more
game
fucking
than
games to
Zelda.
throw at this
Get
fucking
out
faction
of
of
here.
gods over here.
That's-
Way better
Holy
game.
shit.
Oh
Is that
my-
a fucking
So
sword
many
behind me?
reasons.
That stinks worse than the fucking
Jesus
game he gave back to Blockbuster. That's my
Oh,
opinion.
man.
All right.
This guy just likes to
Skyrim's
fucking
a better
play.
game.
He
I-
just
you
wants
know
to
what?
just
You know
wants
you
to
know
do
what?
it.
He just-
You guys, you
he's
shit
the-
on Grand Theft Auto. You killed
I
Grand
didn't
Theft
shit
Auto.
on Grand Theft
And
Auto.
now
I
you're
said
shitting on
I'm not
Skyrim.
shitting on
It's our personal
Grand Theft Auto.
opinion.
We just said that we like Zelda and Mario more.
No,
It's
you
our
ki-
fucking
you killed
opinions.
Grand Theft Auto. You
That's
killed
true.
it.
We
So-
did take
We
so
killed
let
Lord
me-
of the Rings, and then we killed Zelda.
Fernando's
I want
I mean, we
to
killed
let's
Grand Theft Auto.
let's bring this all together here. Well, we're gonna start wrapping things up, but I
together
want to
now.
ask one last question to all you guys. What's on the menu next for you guys? You know, before we finish our break here, what's on the menu for you? I know Eternals has been pretty big lately. I know you saw it recently.
Yeah,
right?
so that was a really cool experience. I got invited by Regal Cinemas to actually see an advanced screening of it this past Wednesday, and I got to see it in 4DX. Now that was like
DX,
alone.
suck it.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. It was cool. It was a really cool theater, but that 4DX experience, you need to go in with the
Are you
right
ready?
mindset, because I ended up walking out of that movie feeling like I was in a car accident, because
It's
the
a theme
fucking
park
the
ride.
chair just and like it's not gentle or nothing.
How does that go again, Rob?
I'm glad that I'm telling you, I'm like,
Video-
oh look, this is a fun movie. Oh, the fucking water's hit me in the face. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! I've never seen shit like this. And then it was a sex scene. I was like, is he gonna start squirting again? Oh. But it was wild, and I'm really thankful to Regal for giving me the opportunity to see that movie. It was I enjoyed it. As far as like where I rank it in Marvel movies, obviously it doesn't make my top 5 of all time, but it definitely pushes the narrative forward, and it really makes me excited as to where the Marvel Cinematic Universe can go from here, because it really opens a lot of doors, and they can go a lot of different ways with it. And I think this is the movie that really gets people set up for the next phase and where they're going to go with Marvel movies henceforth. And henceforth.
I saw it too. I saw it yesterday.
No,
I'm sure we're still waiting for everybody to see it, so I don't want to go on a whole Eternals thing.
Oh, no.
It's definitely not even in my top 10.
Yeah.
I would say I'd have to put it pretty low on my list.
Yeah.
Introduce a lot of cool themes, a lot of cool things we've seen in Guardians. It expands on some of the
Sex.
it expands on some of those concepts that we've been introduced to. What are those called?
It's really funny though, watching the guy that played Rob Stark say, "I love you, Cersei."
Yeah, that was awkward. My brain could not process that right.
Oh boy, Richard Madden.
They're both going Cersei.
That guy was Scottish before there was a Scotland.
Not even just him. It's Kit Harington too. You got Kit Harington saying Cersei, and I'm just like, oh,
he took a fat L in that movie. Kit
brain-
Harington can't catch a break. I swear, man. That poor guy.
But
They
Kit
set him up
Harington's
for the
a man.
next
Oh,
day.
he's
They
amazing.
had some cool.
I
end
want him
scenes.
to get a fat W sometime.
There's some fun stuff that's coming. I'm not going to give away any
Yeah,
spoilers, but
Yeah.
go see it. Judge it for yourselves. It's definitely one of those things that you don't want to miss, because you're going to go into the next movie saying, what the fuck was all this? So this is going to be one of those good, explain it all, set it up for something else. This is like, basically think of these guys as like the original Avengers, like the original superheroes that were protecting mankind from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it brings them to today and how they fit into the Marvel storyline. And it's really fun how they play around with the names and referencing things that have happened through the Marvel Cinematic Universe and where they were during those times. So it's an interesting watch. I would definitely suggest checking it out. And shout out to Regal Theaters for giving me that dope experience. I went with my friend Mandy, and we had a great time.
Shout out.
Yeah, there's two things for the remainder of this year. Actually, three things. Actually, there's four things.
Oh,
Jeez.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's four.
Are they fantastic?
Oh,
I think
God.
I'm going last.
I think we're all gonna agree. There's four really big in terms of gaming, and in terms of TV, and in terms of movies. I know this entire episode has been very heavily driven towards gaming. Obviously, Halo Infinite, December 8th. Yep. I'm just fingers crossed. I hope everything goes okay. I played the preview. I loved it. I'm just hoping that it fulfills my void that was left with Halo 4 and Halo 5.
I'm glad that they delayed it. I'm glad that they didn't rush it, because it seems like
I'm just
games
a little disappointed that they said on launch day it's not going to have co-op through the campaign. To me, the essence of Halo, you get it. You want to play with your friends.
Yeah.
Day one, midnight.
Yep.
Boom. You wait. You run out of home. You run home after you being on the line all day in Electronics Boutique, and you want to play that 4-player co-op through the campaign. We're not going to get to do that. But other than that, I'm really hopeful. This is 343's absolute last fucking chance at Halo.
Yeah.
If they fucking botch this fucking release, Microsoft needs to fucking strip 343 from fucking Halo. I don't care who they have to go to next, but 343 needs to be fucking done with Halo if they fuck this up.
Agreed. Agreed.
Movie-wise, Eternals, yeah, but for me, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
I cannot fucking. We gotta all go fucking see that. I don't care what movie
I'm
theater we go.
definitely down to see that.
We're
And
gonna see
apparently,
it.
anybody that went to New York Comic Con got to see the whole movie
did.
in advanced
Yeah,
screening.
they
And
did.
I have
Oh,
a friend
wow.
that went to see it, and they said that it was excellent.
I've heard nothing but good things.
I didn't know that.
Nothing but,
I would have went to see it then.
Yeah,
huh?
nothing but good things. And then in terms of what we're gonna get to see, on Netflix and things like that. Disney Plus, The Book of Boba Fett.
Hell yes.
That's gonna be
the
great.
trailer just dropped earlier in the week. I
Yep.
cannot wait for that.
Looks
December
great.
29th, and then just 2 days later, Cobra Kai season 4.
Sick.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, so for me, those are the four things that I'm just super amped for right now. Awesome. Sweep the leg. Now the real pain begins, Danny boy.
I have 3 seasons of that I have to watch. So
Oh, please.
Oh,
I guess
please
I gotta
do
do
so.
it.
Please.
Yeah.
It's
I gotta
amazing.
do it. What is it on?
Netflix.
It's a Netflix show? Okay.
It started on
Highly
YouTube.
recommend.
It
Yes.
started on YouTube, and then they switched over to Netflix and got the big bucks.
What are you looking forward to the rest of the year?
Oh,
Games,
geez.
movies, TV shows. Let's wrap this
For the
up.
for the rest of the year, I'm not sure, but things that I am definitely looking forward to, and I'm super hype about, is that new Wolverine game.
Hell
that they
yes.
mentioned.
Hell yes. Let's go.
They only gave us a tiny bit, but if
We haven't seen anything.
if this turns
it
out to be
anything
like
like a
an
Spider-Man?
Insomniac Spider-Man game, oh man, could you imagine tearing through shit as Wolverine? And if they can do that right, imagine a really good Hulk game, Ultimate Destruction, where you could just smash through towns and shit. I would love a game where you could just fucking go nuts as the Hulk. with today's graphics and all that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and even on top of that, a Thor game. Where the fuck is a Thor game?
Well, I mean,
That's actually how I started with World of Warcraft because there is no real Thor video game.
I guess
So
you guys
that
didn't
was
play
like
Marvel's
the world.
Avengers last year.
I tried. That was
was
another one on the list of
fucking
disappointing shit. Yeah,
Because it was
high on the
super
list.
repetitive.
Yeah.
You don't get Thor until you're like 3/4 of the way done with the game. It's just like regurgitating the same shit over and over
I
again.
will say,
and I
though,
really need.
Voice acting in that game was very good. Thor, Travis Willingham, Black Widow, Laura Bailey.
I would say
Crisp.
the closest to perfection that they've come out with a Marvel game has to be the what was the ones where you can play as everybody?
Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
The original
That was
Ultimate
awesome.
Alliance.
That was a great game.
I had
That was
on
before the
360.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
It was before the Civil War in the comic books. It was just pure classic comic book characters being who they are. It was a different experience each time you played the game when you switched up your team because there were specific characters that if you played them as the main, then they would interact with the other people because they'd have a banter because they knew each other. It was a super fun game. You can control multiple heroes at a time.
Oh yeah.
That Wolverine game though, that's way down the pipe.
But the Wolverine game, it's way down the pipe, but it's probably the game that I'm anticipating the most.
Okay.
I would say that hands down.
What about you, Vin?
It's tough. I feel like, because of the pandemic, a lot of games just push back. We're not hearing about a lot of stuff. This year was definitely a lull for
And last year.
And of course, yeah. And it just has carried through.
Right.
So I feel like, I feel that way where like Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, those are the games I'm thinking of. I am going to play Halo Infinite. I'm going to give it a go, get on my PC, try to have some fun with it. Chris has been asking me to do it.
Is that going to be
on there.
available on the Game Pass?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Day one.
Multiplayer's
Game
free.
Pass.
Yeah.
Multiplayer's free.
And the campaign is
So
included
then I
with
would
Game Pass.
consider playing that with you guys. with that
Personally,
reason.
Yeah.
GTA Definitive Edition, that's the thing I'm anticipating. It's in like, 6 days,
Yeah, yeah.
November 11th.
A week from today.
Going to be playing that 100%. I'm probably going to start with San Andreas.
San Andreas is actually free on Game Pass day one.
I heard that, yeah. And then on
really?
PlayStation, I think it's GTA 3. Vice City's the only one they won't put on either because that's going to drive sales.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would say also right there, God of War expansions, probably my most anticipated PS5 experience coming. So that's probably the one that we don't have the definitive release date, but we'll probably hear about it early
in the works.
next year.
Kratos versus Thor.
Is
Oh
God,
my
is
God.
God of War getting a PS5 remaster? Do we know?
I don't think so.
It got an upres. It got a
Got a 60 FPS patch?
Yeah, I got a patch, 60 FPS,
4K.
4K. Nothing, I don't think.
No haptics?
Graphics. I don't think the haptics.
Game is
I'm not
beautiful
sure.
as is,
Oh
though.
yeah, no, I don't care about the graphics. I like the haptics in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
controller. You know,
I haven't
but
revisited it yet, so
I still have to beat it. I haven't beat
And
it
I have
yet.
to say that's probably the driving selling point of the PlayStation 5 is that controller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
controller really like the
It's
I know you're not a
game-changing.
fan of the PlayStation controllers, but
Well,
number
man, I
one,
don't wanna get started
this is
again.
the closest.
Fucking get me
This is the
started.
closest
it's bigger.
the
It's
PlayStation
fucking bigger.
controller
You
has
haven't even
been.
held the new one.
I have. I played
No, he
Far
played
Cry with him
mine.
the other night.
Oh,
You
okay,
played
cool.
mine, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel
gonna
like
talk about that.
PlayStation is the system that's more worth having as far as the latest generation.
Yeah. No, I-
because of
100%.
that controller. That really
Man.
puts it over the edge.
I
as
thought we were
far
wrapping
as-
the show up. We're
Yeah,
really opening up a fucking can
that's
of
a topic.
worms.
That's a topic for
Let's
another
go.
It's definitely going to be a topic for a future
Tune in
debate.
to episode 3 where I fucking throw shit all over the room.
Where Joe has a fit.
Episode 3 where I pile drive him for throwing my Legend of Zelda cartridge.
real quick. So I didn't get to answer either. Spider-Man.
Oh.
That to me is the next Marvel movie that
Yeah.
I'm looking
December
forward
14th.
to. Was it the 29th?
Excelsior.
I think it was after.
Really?
I mean,
I thought it was sooner.
this is why we need a researcher who can feed us info while we do this.
Pop it on the
So we're not
screen.
like, what?
What?
No, definitely Spider-Man. That's like the movie I am really hyped to see.
Tobey's
I saw the
return.
preview.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they do because it's definitely going to expand. I love the end of Loki. I thought the Loki show was awesome. They're breaking open the multiverse. They're trying to, expand on this concept of, and they're using it as a mechanic to bring in Sony, which is interesting. They're trying to kind of bring in the X-Men, I think. I think some of this multiverse conversation helps them bring those franchises into the fold where it's not going to seem like, oh, we're just going to break all that off and make it like it never happened.
Yeah.
But similar to the comic books, there's multiple versions, there's multiple timelines. So I think with the movies, they're trying to do that. Spider-Man seems to be the first film we're going to see that really blows the doors open on that.
Make mine Marvel.
Chris, what are you thinking over there, Chris?
December
I
17th.
got, you know
December
what? I couldn't
17th.
think of anything, but now I realize House of the Dragon.
Oh,
House of the
wow.
Dragon's coming.
Bum, bum, bum,
Game
bum,
of
bum,
Thrones,
bum, 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 bum.
spin-off, whatever you want to call it, but hoping that it redeems the franchise in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm very excited because the books are
Great
very
show.
good. There's
Terrible
books
ending.
for it that are very good, and I think for anybody that's going to go into it with the mindset of, oh well, Benioff Weiss fucked up Game of Thrones, so this is going to suck too.
No,
then I'll
no,
tell you to go
that's
fuck
not true.
yourself, and we'll
That's not
talk
true.
about it more next episode.
Yeah, definitely. Game of Thrones needs its own episode, I think.
Yeah.
I could definitely talk a lot about Game of Thrones.
Zach, wrap us up. Take us home, baby.
Takes home.
What am I looking forward to? Well, looking forward to a lot of things. I would probably say Halo Infinite is the most anticipated thing. 'Cause
Okay.
That's the revival of. That's either the revival or death of Halo to me.
It's true.
That's yeah. I mean, I want to go see Dune one more time before it exits theaters. Hopefully in Dolby Atmos.
Cool.
We should go see it. I'm looking forward to a Jets game I'm going to in a couple
Oh,
weeks.
God.
Yeah, good
Why
luck.
are you doing that to yourself?
Well, first of all,
Was it free?
Magic Mike,
it was $36.
the White Lightning.
The whole thing?
Magic Mike is hurt now, so
True,
fuck
yeah,
me.
it is,
I
it
don't
is.
get to see the MVP of the season, but I mean, I'm not really a Jets fan anymore. I'm a Chargers fan personally.
Go Chargers, go!
Yeah, well, listen. I'm an Oregon fan for college football, and Justin Herbert. You know, I mean, he's kind of sucking balls now, but
The
Go
Jets
Pack, go.
just
Go
end
Pack,
the
go.
entire season.
yeah, just
Go Pack, go.
that's all it is. I mean, I'm a big sports fan, contrary to what you might think, but
Yeah,
I'm
what's
also looking forward to finishing. I need to finish JoJo. I'm reading part 6 right now, and I'm hoping to finish that up soon. I'm going to also. I will be at Anime NYC.
Nice.
I need to see when that is, but I will be going to there. I think.
It's gonna be there.
Yeah, I will be
I don't know
there.
when it is,
I
but
hope.
it'll be there.
Maybe we'll find out. I might have bought Jets game tickets the same day as Anime NYC, so we'll find out. Oops.
Sorry, Jets.
Yeah, well,
no.
I'll go to the Jets game over Anime NYC, but
Ooh,
if I
okay.
can go,
I didn't expect that.
Really like diet New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
It's like in the
When
same
did I-
place.
let me
But
see
it's
when I
like, it's
bought
almost
that.
like a Spirit Halloween.
yeah, it's
It's like a quarter of the size, and it's just anime stuff.
yeah. I
It's
believe
the RC Cola version.
It is.
Pretty
And-
much,
and
yeah.
It's not a
Comic-Con
bad
is
show,
tough,
you know.
though.
It's just it's cosplay and photographer heavy because there's not so much of the fanfare. From
Yeah.
the company.
I also
You know, it's
did
really
buy.
good.
Yeah, I just checked. Anime NYC is the 21st, which I bought badges for. So I'm gonna have to finagle that. So I will not be at Anime NYC this year. Psych. But I will be at a Jets game, and yeah, I guess I'll see Eternals.
Jesus.
But I
Definitely
guess I
check
don't
it
know.
out. I would say
Not as
check
many
it out.
fucks in this episode. I think we had more shit
Get
in
the
this episode.
fuck out of here with that shit.
We really appreciate everyone joining for today. I think it's a
Yeah.
fucking 2-hour extravaganza that we've just hit.
No, it's
yeah.
less than 2
Yeah.
hours. A little less than 2 hours.
We have to edit
that's
out all
pretty
the
close.
farts. So,
All the
yeah.
farts and the shits and tossing stuff at Sweet Vin.
Yeah.
Where can they watch this shit?
So
Where can
we're,
they find us?
Of course, on YouTube, The Break Room Podcast. We are on TikTok at The Break Room Podcast. We are on Twitter at Break Room Rules because somebody else has Break Room Podcast. And we're also on
cowards.
Facebook, of course. Facebook, Instagram, The Break Room Podcast. So please check us out. Comment, like, subscribe. I hate that I had to say that, but yeah. But please do.
I gotta put that shitty like ukulele music on that every like vlogger girl has, you know.
Yeah, I hate that I had to say that.
Follow us on all of the social media platforms. Like
Well, on that note, then Vin, take us home.
I got to wrap this thing up. Well, I just want to echo what Rob said. I want to thank everybody for the feedback you guys have been giving us. It's been tremendous. We really appreciate the engagement that we're seeing, and it just gives us the motivation to keep going. And we want to get better. We want to keep getting better. We want to make sure that this is fun, entertaining. We're definitely having a great time producing this and getting it out to you guys. I want to thank Zach. Huge thank you for all the work you're doing,
Yes,
man.
thank you, Zach.
Incredible. I know
It's
what.
my pleasure.
Hey, man,
my pleasure.
It's tough work. Joe, Rob, of course.
right.
You guys are the energy. You guys are
Robbie,
bringing it for
baby, I
us.
have one last question before we wrap.
what is it?
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
And that's it.
Beautiful, boys. Beautiful.
All right.